Hello, Schmoeville. Sorry I didn't make an intro for the last video. I had made one, it got screwed up, and then I had to recut it. It just took forever, so I had to, I just wanted to get you episode 67, so I hope you enjoyed it. It was Ken's first episode as a producer. It was a fun one. I didn't realize how the very next episode, this one you're about to see/hear right now, episode 68, was also very monumental. Not only was it our first night show, this is when the show transitioned from being a morning show into a night show. This was our first night show ever. Now, if you watch the show and you're like, oh, it's always been a night show, it is not. It was a morning show for a very long time. This was the first show that it was ever a night show. And I didn't even realize that for the very first night show ever, Mark Ellis wasn't there, but Tiffany Smith was. This was Tiffany's very first appearance on the podcast. Tiffany came in to talk about her time on G4 and you know, she was still there at the time, and how we met her and how she joined, how she was going to be a guest on the show, and we just kind of tested out the vibe between myself, her, and Ken. And then what was really cool is that Shawn Stone, the both director and son of famous director Oliver Stone, came in, sat down, and talked to us about his new film. It was a scary film. It was fun to watch Tiffany be a little squeamish as she talked about horror films. She gets scared very quick. That was fun. But it's also a historical show because it is the infamous Wrong Number Dana. I've heard Wrong Number Dana a whole bunch of times. We've played it on Phase 5 during breaks and stuff too, but I haven't watched a video for Wrong Number Dana in a very long time, and to see our reactions as this woman calls in. If you don't know what Wrong Number Dana is, this woman called in thinking that she was calling into the Nick Ritchie show, and she didn't. She called into the Schmo show, and we talked to her. I didn't skip a beat. I was like, no way. I'm going right into this. I am not losing this moment, and it was a lot of fun, and it's a moment a lot of people love. So enjoy that. Enjoy this episode. Enjoy Tiffany Smith's first appearance. Enjoy Ken Napzok's second appearance as the producer of the show. And enjoy episode number 68 of the Schmoes Know podcast. And if you're watching the show today, make sure you watch the live episode tonight on schmoesknow.com, 6 to 8 p.m. It's the ultimate Schmoedown. Mark Riley versus Alicia Malone in the second battle of the first round. Gonna be a good one. Check it out. Also have Andre Black Nerd Meadows. He's gonna be on the show. Jeff Snyder and director Jake Kasdan will be calling in. Jake Kasdan will be calling in. Andre and Jeff will be in studio. Enjoy it, and enjoy number 68 of the Schmoes Know Movie Show. How can I forget this? This is also the debut of the news. You guys love Ken's news. This was the debut of the famous news. The first time he ever did it on the show. It's on this episode. If you've never seen this episode before, you should watch it. Especially if you're a Ken Napzok fan or a news fan. He was not the pit boss yet. That nickname had not come in quite yet. But this is the first news, and it's a fun one to watch. So enjoy.
Live from the Toad Hop Network studios
in Hollywood. This is the ToadHopNetwork.com.
It is strongly addictive.
Radio worth watching.
Radio worth watching.
Jeff, the engineer, you are fired. What was that song playing before? Good God, where are we? All right, everybody, it is the Schmoes Know podcast. We are in peaceful land once again because Mark Ellis is off telling yuck jokes, God knows where. But I am very lucky here because I am joined. Well, I guess I should introduce you first. This is now our. He's not on. That's good. It's better that way. We are now joined.
Okay.
Oh, there.
Now
I
have power.
Nice to see you. Oh, you do have power, and it's funny that you mentioned that.
Unlimited power.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Emperor Napzok. You actually hear our buddy Ken Napzok, who you guys now, if you're listening to the podcast, you're very familiar with this character. You are now a full-fledged producer on this show.
Right.
Holy crap. You talk about scheduling. Look at this, guys. I have a whole format here.
I adhere to your format.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so before we toot your horn anymore, I want to get to an actual someone who counts. Okay, so now, guys.
I'm excited about this intro.
Yeah. Good. Well, here we go. It's been working out for us here because we just keep getting beautiful women. And the thing we do, it keeps happening. So replacing Katee Sackhoff today is someone that Mark and I met, movie-related thing that happened a little while ago. We were talking movies, and we were able to meet this girl, and she knew her shit. Put us to shame, actually, with some of the stuff. We're like, wait a minute, she knows what she is talking about, and there's a good reason why. She is the co-host on G4 Attack of the Show, and I
Well, fill-in correspondent. I do like reporting kind of stuff. I do a lot of the junket. So
okay, great.
I'm the movie girl.
She's definitely the movie girl, and you're going to be able to tell that. And we're talking about Tiffany Smith. Tiffany, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you. It's going to be cool. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about, but let's talk about G4. How'd you get? Like, first of all, where are you from? First off.
Originally, I'm from Santa Monica. I know it's like a rare
really?
story. People are like,
Very
no,
far.
you're not really from California. But that's where I was born.
Okay.
But I consider myself kind of a Manhattan girl.
Really? So how long did you live there?
For 6 years. I just moved back out here 2 years ago. So
Okay.
I'm a little bit of a fresh one out here.
All right, fair enough. So you go and you get. We have Mark Ellis calling in.
Mark Ellis is calling in.
Yeah.
Mark Ellis.
This is definitely. Is this the artist formerly known as Ellis?
The artist formerly known as Ellis?
Turn your computer down.
It's not. It's not Ellis. It's not Ellis. He is an old 330. I thought it was. Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Who do we got?
Oh, it's Dylan from Ohio.
Oh, hey Dylan, what's up, man? Close. Well, we're expecting Ellis, but we'll take you, Dylan. What's going on, man?
Not much. I heard back this summer you guys really hated Piranha 3 Double D.
Yes.
I will honestly say that movie really sucked.
Well, good. Because if you were going to say you liked it, I was going to hang up on you.
But I know a movie that is even worse.
What? You going to say Taken 2?
Glitter.
No.
What?
It's called Birdemic.
Birdemic.
And it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And me and my friend Adrian, we tried watching it. We couldn't get through 5 minutes. The acting was awful.
Bigger question: why did you start watching it to begin
Yeah.
with?
Exactly. Where did you?
Sadomasochistic movie viewing.
It's like, hey, you want to go see Looper? No, dude. Birdemic is on. Let's go check it out. How do you guys come to the realization?
Streaming it.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be like one of those so bad it's good type things?
Sort of. We like to look at those stupid movies and see if we can poke fun at them.
Right, like Under Siege 2. Okay, I get it. All right, look, thanks for the call, Dylan. Appreciate it, man. All right, so we'll go back to all the shitty movies and everything.
Rip-roaring start there.
It was, but it was good. We thought it was Ellis. It was not. But I want to talk to Tiffany as far as like G4.
Yep.
So how does that come about? As far as you're the movie girl. Like, so when did you have a love for movies before you got the show? Like,
I did. I will admit, I like to call myself glamorously geeky.
Okay.
I think my dad wanted me to be a boy growing up, so I watched a lot of like X-Men, Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff.
This makes me hopeful.
Makes you hopeful?
I have a daughter. I have a daughter, and my wife is like the most girliest girl. She doesn't watch sports. It's
But
hard.
you can be both.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why you make me hopeful. I'm gonna. So what movie? Well, actually, so you're young, but not that young. As far as like you were Phantom Menace. You were able to see the first three first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the big question.
That's the big question.
In Harloff's household.
Sorry. So your dad raised you well, taught you the
Yes,
X-Men,
he did.
taught you everything, and then you became a geek, a good geek.
Yep.
Okay.
Glamorous?
Comic books, video
geek.
games. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
you get to be girly and like all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I moved out to LA and wanted to work for G4. That was kind of
that
the
was
goal.
it.
Yeah, that was the goal.
And you
for
did
me.
it.
Yeah, and within the first year being here, I was co-hosting on my birthday, and I was like, "This is the
Wow.
greatest birthday ever."
But that works out though
some
too.
goals.
But that works out though too because it does help. Obviously, that you know your shit, but it helps that you're attractive. It does. I mean, it's
Well,
Thanks, Mom and
Yeah.
Dad, for that one.
But it's
yep.
the truth.
Good job, Mom and Dad.
But that, I mean, especially with G4, because you look at Olivia Munn, another one too, who knew her shit, hot. You know, and that's the way, because if you're going to be on television, you got to be hot. But if you know your stuff, it's such a bonus. And that's why when we were talking to Tiffany, we were like, she has to be on the show because she knows it. Like, and you've interviewed a shit ton of people, and you hang with them. If you have watch some of Tiffany's interviews, by the way, and they're so good because she can go back and forth. It's not that kind of cliche interviewing type style. You can be real with them.
And it's like one of those things where you just want to have fun with them. One of my highlights for me, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Absolutely.
So I got to interview Andy Serkis and was like, it was for Rise of the Apes.
Yeah,
of the Apes.
yeah.
And I was like, so let's do some monkey faces together.
That's
Which you're just
awesome.
like, who gets to do that with Gollum? I'm like sitting there. It was
good. You've
a
actually
highlight for me.
you have given us a softball to tease to the audience, as you guys have known because Tiffany set this up. As you guys know, in August we had on Sean Astin. I am in the works. There's nothing planned yet, but Shawn, I'm going to have come back. No promises. Shawn, I'm going to have come back in, we said in the beginning of December, end of November, we're trying.
December 13th.
We're trying.
We're looking for the In Honor of the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings show.
And I am working on Andy Serkis as well. So if we can get both Andy Serkis and Sean Astin, I am working on it.
Can I come back?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. For sure. But we're working on it. So let's hope that comes through. So, okay, so you get, so it's your dream job. You love doing, you get to travel, you get to do, I mean, and it's like, and you get to see you see stuff. Mark and I always brag how we get to see shit early. She sees it like 6 months before.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking before. I'm like, did you see this? Oh, I already saw it. Oh, I'm going to see this tomorrow.
Yeah. It's like,
and when we said no, she went like, ha.
Right. I saw Inception 3. Why there's even 2?
I thought I held.
She was like, I saw the Star Wars reboot.
You weren't supposed to talk about that.
Yeah,
and now George
it was
Lucas
confidential.
Will kill me.
Yeah, you'll know that about Kenny. He talks a lot when he's not supposed to. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff. Actually, speaking of Kenny, let's get to we're going to talk about news stories, and Tiffany's going to be here as well to talk some of the news things that are going on. And this is a new segment that we're going to have, guys. Now, every show, we're going to start off, and whether Mark is here or Mark is not here, Ken is going to break down the movie stories, and we're going to talk about them, and you guys are going to call in. And make sure you tweet us, too, at SchmoesKnow. Ask any questions, any stories you want us to talk about. And there we go. So, Kenny, what are our movie stories?
Well, we're going to take it away with the news segment. Eventually, we'll have a music bed, a theme song, and maybe an animated logo of my beautiful face that got me so far in this business. But right now, let's dive on in with the news stories. I'm Ken Napzok, and these are your Schmoes Know headlines. The new James Bond song by Adele is now available for you to enjoy while crying. A dark, sprawling 4-minute, 50-second theme written by Paul Epworth and Adele herself. The tune's style harkens back to Bond themes of old and has been thus far well received by critics and melodramatic girls recently dumped by secret agents. Skyfall, the 23rd installment of the James Bond franchise, will be released worldwide on November 9th. You probably already heard this from the intense guy at your gym with the 1986 New York Giants jersey on. But there is a new Die Hard movie coming out in 2013, and the teaser trailer hit the streets late last week. The clip for A Good Day to Die Hard is everything you want to see from a Die Hard film. Bad guys with accents, quips with John McClane, and no one taking down a helicopter with a car. The fifth out of a rumored 6 Die Hard movies is slated to come out 2/14/13, making it a perfect Valentine's Day date movie for recently divorced dads with child custody issues. No word on whether Devereaux White will be back as Argyle. And somewhat of a box office shocker, last weekend was won by Taken 2, which used its particular set of skills to touch the $50 million mark. Frankenweenie, a Schmoeville favorite to take the box office crown, came in at a disappointing 5th with $11.5 million, proving the old Hollywood adage, do not kill and resurrect dogs, just slimy foreign bad guys. Rumor time, could the Lone Ranger star Armie Hammer add the Caped Crusader to his resume? According to the news bites on the space web in your computer box, Warner Brothers is eyeing Hammer as the next Batman in the eventual Justice League movie. Hammer was supposedly attached as Batman in the 2008 George Miller Justice League project that never materialized. Casting news, it can finally be confirmed that Christian Bale will once again be teaming up with David O. Russell for Russell's latest project, once given the working title American Bullshit. In the film, Bale and Bradley Cooper will be teaming up to take down gangsters and politicians while making your girlfriend swoon. And finally, our very own Katee Sackhoff has officially been added to the cast of the so-called all-girls Expendables project, which, of course, already has MMA darling and future Mrs. Mark Ellis, Gina Carano, as part of the cast. When reached for a comment, Katee Sackhoff, still on location in Alabama for Oculus, said, tell Jeremy Johns to stop staring at me. For Schmoes Know headlines, I'm Ken Napzok.
Very well done, my friend. Good job. Are you out of breath?
Nope.
Okay.
I feel like I want to come up with a song for you, like, this is the news.
Schmoeville, Tiffany has challenged you.
That's right. Someone come up with a news song for Kenny. All right, so let's talk about some of those stories that the very talented Ken Napzok came up with his little thing about. All right, so
I did my skits. My skits, Mom.
Skits. I liked it. So, okay. And speaking of Katee Sackhoff, she just tweeted us in. We asked everybody to come hang out. She said she wishes she could. She misses us. And hello to Schmoeville. So there you go. Katee tweets in saying hello to everybody. And let's talk about that story first.
Absolutely.
Now, the funny thing is, I don't remember. I think, because I don't know if it was off air or not, when Katee came, it was on air?
It was off air.
It was off air. Okay.
Yeah.
So Katee, when we first asked her to co-host the end of August.
Yeah, over at Universal.
Yeah, when we were at the end of August, she had told us, I guess it was off air, that she was working, that there was a possibility she was going to be in a movie, these Female Expendables, with Gina Carano. Yeah. And we're like, that would be awesome. And then she was telling us kind of the breakdown of it, and then lo and behold, last week,
it
breaks. Yeah,
it happens.
It's for real.
It's for real, and I think that could be. Now, look. Here's the thing, and Katie will never say it, so I'll say it. Katie is a much better actress than Gina Carano, and we all know that. And the thing is too, and it's the fighting that you want to see from Gina Carano. Let Katie take the lead. If she's, don't put her in the back and make her like, oh, because Gina Carano now has this popularity around her, and she's gonna be in Fast 5. Put her in the front. Depending on who else they get, it really depends on who else they get. Because also Katie's going to be in. They're both in Vin Diesel movies now,
right?
Too, and which you interviewed Vin Diesel too, by the way. How'd that go?
Did.
How'd that go?
It was pretty epic. I mean,
epic as in what, a creep, or epic? Be honest. Be honest.
Well, I mean, I get a lot of this when I meet people. They'll be like, "Oh, what ethnicity are you? You're whatever I am." And so
you're a German.
So we were interviewing, and he just like kind of loved the fact that I was this like his words, multi-ethnic angel baby.
Right. I would have said red-headed Irish, but if you're going to say that, that's fine. So he said multi-ethnic
angel baby.
Angel baby. Okay. So
and I was like, I will take that, Vin Diesel. Thank you very much.
All right, but that was the extent of the uncomfortable.
Well,
the rest of it was on camera. Okay. I don't know what you're getting at.
All right.
That was the off-camera stuff.
That was the off-camera. But all right, so we're getting back to this female Expendables thing. I just hope that, because.
Well, what are some of the other rumored cast members?
Well, I think we should talk about that maybe first. Like, Schmoeville, tweet us in. Who do you think should be in the Female Expendables with Katie and Gina? I mean, Sigourney Weaver.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: they're all really young. I thought the Expendables were supposed to be like, hey, we're getting...
Who says?
Sly Stallone is 92.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Chuck Norris died during filming.
That's what she's saying. She's saying that because she's maybe because all the old men are, you know. Right. So but you know what it is?
So you want Linda Hamilton, Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Why not? I don't think they all need to be older, because the thing is, the reason why they're old, we have no male action stars. There's no, Statham is the youngest one, and he's in the movie.
Yeah.
There's no.
They've tried with others, hasn't clicked.
Right. The Rock and Vin Diesel might show up eventually in 3 or 4, and they should
once they hit 45. Yeah.
Right. But
wait, they're not.
There's nobody there. So like that's why you like you're reaching. Well. You're reaching with see Linda Hamilton, Uma Thurman, Scott at Jarney.
Okay,
tweets that's a good one, and then again also Lucas Wentz also tweets in Uma Thurman.
We also I've heard rumors of Kate Beckinsale. She's kind of turned into an action star.
Kate Beckinsale,
Mila Jovovich, maybe. Of course, that's an easy jump.
You think egos are hard to deal with Dolph Lundgren and Stallone?
You're like all young hot chicks, and they're all going to want to be in pleather suits.
And they all want to, and they're all going to want to be in the forefront.
The trailer budget on that film alone is going to break records.
Oh man, yeah, it's going to. Oh my!
They should just do a reality show about this movie.
People
would watch it.
I would. At Jesse Green 619 tweets Carrie Fisher. Who is she going to play? The town drunk?
Oh come on! She's worked her way back
to where? To the bar? I mean, come on. She is
right, not quite Empire level, but yes, or Jedi level either.
I have more
Lucy
respect.
Lawless is one of the rumored ones too. But
Lucy Lawless is rumored. Okay, and then we said
I feel like then you get Lucy Lawless, and then they're going to go in the Charlie's Angels route, which no. Drew Barrymore? Mm-mm.
No.
Cameron Diaz? Mm-mm.
Right. No, you're thinking Lucy Liu.
Oh, yeah.
Lucy Liu, yeah.
I would like Lucy Liu in it, though, actually.
Well,
she's the only one
because she transfers over from like the Kill Bill aspect.
Kill Bill, I actually think her turn in Southland last season was pretty convincing.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Pretty good job as an undersized cop.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad they did go, and that's why, because Katie's most known for Battlestar Galactica as Starbuck, so I'm glad that they went. They're not just going film, because they're getting like iconic characters in general. Because look, Gina Carano definitely should be in the movie for sure. I mean, because the fighting that she did in that Soderbergh movie, holy shit!
That was the only reason you would see that movie.
100%. But it's not even her voice. It's not her voice, and I hate. And this is it's a whole other podcast. But like anyone that says it's her voice, it just did it. You'll watch when you see Fast 5. Listen to her voice. It's her voice. And you listen to this bullshit thing in what's it called? Haywire.
Haywire.
It's not her. It's like, oh, it was edited. No, it's not her. Stop it. All right.
Oh, Michelle Rodriguez could be
That's
in there.
hysterical. You got tweeted that just now?
I didn't
that's
see it.
another
Hysterical.
one.
David A.
Fast
Fries is
Five,
also,
I mean,
yeah. That's a good one as well. Okay, so let's talk about.
Let's talk about Die Hard.
Yes, Die Hard. And before we do that, Tiffany has a story about Bruce Willis I want to hear.
Okay, so I randomly one night had a dream about Bruce Willis.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, it's not going to get dirty.
Damn, what do you mean, don't worry? Don't worry. I am
We
worried.
were like the best friends in the world, and we would just walk around everywhere holding hands.
It's a pretty cool dream.
It's just like,
Wow.
It was weird.
Right.
And so the next day I'm in New Orleans, and I go to a restaurant, and he's there. Like, I didn't know he was in the same city as me, nothing. And so I like get petrified, and I'm like, I should go tell him. I should totally go tell him. But I didn't, because I was like, who wants to hear, hey, I had a dream about you last night. It was totally platonic.
Right.
Yeah, that might be a little odd.
Wait, did you see? You didn't say you didn't talk to him? Did you interview him or anything?
The universe gave you your one chance to make this happen.
Maybe he's listening right now, and he's like, okay,
Absolutely.
let's be best friends.
Someone tweet Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
I want a
tune in to
montage. I want the montage that was in my mind of us holding hands.
Jeff the engineer.
I know I did.
On board.
All right, so
what do we feel about Die Hard 5?
Now, Ellis and I talked about this before because he did watch he watched the trailer and he was like, oh, I think it looks pretty cool, and that's not my concern. Here, let me break down the first Die Hard. One of the best movies, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely.
I like the second one. I know some people have problems with it. Still,
Fake bullets. He figured it out.
It's still a Die Hard movie.
Absolutely.
Because what makes a Die Hard movie is the fact is the situation and how John McClane has to get out of that situation. And it's about his quips and everything too. Absolutely. The third movie, as great as it is essentially a Lethal Weapon movie because it's him and
it was written for. It was originally conceived as a Lethal Weapon project,
and you can tell,
and they turned it into.
And you can tell because it's clearly that dynamic, and it worked for what it was, but it didn't have what 1 and 2 had, and 4 was all over the map. It was PG-13.
Justin Long's in it.
Well, yeah, but it was more about it was not about the situation anymore. It was now about the special effects and just the action, and you lost it. And this one, to me, the director said he's taken out John McClane's humor. By the way.
Really?
Yeah, and then it looks like a cool action movie with Bruce Willis. Doesn't look like a Die Hard movie. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
I think, I mean, the quips are what you want from him.
Absolutely.
That's what you go for. You're like, oh, the awesome action, but also
the normal guy in the situation screwed. Yeah.
And I mean, in the trailer, he's like the Jersey James Bond.
Which you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And the first Die Hard, if I'm to believe Wikipedia, the source of all the facts in the world, that Bruce Willis himself kind of added in some of that humor during the filming of the first Die Hard.
Yes.
It brought his personality in it. That's kind of weird that they'd say, "Nah, cut it," but
maybe and at this point, Bruce Willis is going to have say over that, whether or not he wants to do it. So, all right. So let me have a phone call real quick from Schmoeville about Die Hard. 323-622-8623. 323-622-8623. I want to know if you guys like the trailer, don't care about it, think it looks, agree. Who do you agree with? I think we're all on the same page. Kenny, do you are you also? Oh, hold on, let's take this call real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
My opinion doesn't matter.
No, I don't care about you. I was just doing that until someone called. All right.
He was just
you're in Schmoeville. What do you think about Die Hard?
All right. Well, first of all, Matt here. Die Hard 1 is my favorite movie of all time. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Right.
I like 2. I love 3. 4, I'm actually on board with. I think it was really cool to see Analog Cop in digital world. Right. He did feel more of a superhero with the jet surfing and stuff, but I get over that. This
just like the
trailer, though,
jet surfing.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I mean, it looks cool, but I'm really... The director and the writer suck. They've all directed and written crap, so I don't know what to think, but I'm still going to go see it. I have hopes for it, but
Yeah, and I think thanks, Matt. I think that's the consensus is that it's Die Hard. It looks cool, and so who's not going to see it? But we'll get back to some of the other news that Kenny talked about. Before we do that, I wanted to talk to you guys, and I don't know if Tiffany, if you're familiar, we talk about this every week on our show, and if you guys out there listening, you are familiar with it. Ripped Apparel. This is the shirt that I'm wearing from Lord of the Rings, obviously.
You better show it off.
I'm showing it off. Check it out. And so if you guys know that on Ripped, if you're watching right now, Jeff, the engineer, has pulled up the shirt of the day, and I think it's from Supernatural. So the way it works is they have a 1-day deal, and you can get these shirts. You only have 24 hours to buy them. But the cool news is if you're watching our show right now, on the bottom you'll see the little ripped banner. Click on that, and then if you put in the coupon code Schmoes, you get $1 off the shirts. I have so many of these shirts. My wife is so mad at me, but I don't care because they're so awesome. I just got one that's like a Mountain Dew shirt, but it has the Eye of Doom on it too. Nice. Any Lord of the Rings ones I get, any Star Wars ones, and we're gonna play an interview later from Mark and Ethan Hawke, and Mark was wearing the Darth Bane shirt the whole time, so it was pretty cool. So we're gonna play that a little later as well. But before we do that, we're gonna go to break real quick. Make sure you guys tweet us in. We're gonna have a little tweet contest for you guys a little later too, so that's gonna be exciting. But we're here with Tiffany Smith, Ken Napzok, myself, Kristian Harloff, Jeff the engineer. We'll be back really soon. What's that song you're playing there? What? Look at you. Oh, is that Young Frankenstein? No? Schindler's List? What are you doing?
It's a good song.
Why are you
what's
trying
wrong
to
with
depress
you?
us all?
It's a beautiful song.
Are you kidding me? This is what he did with Finding Nemo last time. What are you doing?
You're so hard on Jeff.
Well,
You're so hard.
The guy's playing Schindler's List. We're talking about Die Hard. He's throwing
All right.
Stop it.
The beers have come in. He's like, can I get some crocodile juice out of
this
this?
is why you don't have a microphone. Stop it with Schindler's List. Unbelievable. That's why he has the sound.
A heartwarming tale for the
All right.
family this holiday season.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Schmoes Know podcast. Kristian Harloff here, joined by Ken Napzok and the lovely Tiffany Smith.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. All right, so Ken, you brought up some stories, and one of the stories we didn't talk about before the break that I'd love to talk about, that would be Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer. Armie, what's his name? Armie or Arnie? Armie Hammer.
He's so pretty.
But that's the thing, though. You know what? He hasn't gotten to that point. There's and we've talked about this before in the podcast. There's a level where you like what Brad Pitt did back in the day when he first came out. Oh, he's so pretty, and guys are like, "Fuck that guy," you know. But he got to a point where everyone's like, "All right, that dude's cool."
Yeah.
Armie hasn't gotten there yet.
Right.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Will Lone Ranger get him there?
We don't know, and it's going to be hard when it's the Tonto movie. It's the Tonto movie.
Yeah, I'm like, it's hard when Johnny Depp's standing right next
That's
to
true.
you.
So
That's true.
throwing him in as Batman, that is throwing. You are getting thrown into the fire if that's the case.
Especially following what we've just gone through the last 3 films, where everyone's on board for Bale pretty much, other than my parents.
Yeah, well,
why couldn't Adam West be in it?
I like the shock repellent, but yeah, it's so I don't know. So I definitely want to take calls from Schmoeville about, because I want to know if you guys are on board with a potential Armie Hammer as Batman. Here come the calls.
Here comes the internet.
All right, hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got? Turn down your computer though, please. There's a level where hello.
I love this part of the show.
This is my favorite part. They're all backed up.
What?
Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man? Who is this?
Just talking.
Movies and stuff.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Hey. Yeah, man. We're talking about.
My phone is freaking out right now.
Don't worry about it, dude. So listen. How about this? How do you feel about Armie Hammer potentially being Batman? Are you pro or con?
You know, I think I almost want to say it's kind of weird, but I want to wait till I don't know. I'm not going to prejudge.
All right, that's fair.
But I think maybe there could have been a better choice. Maybe something, I don't know.
Right. That's
a little more well known in the comic book or comic book movie community. Well,
thank you for the call. That's my point, though. Is if you would have said, even though Tom Hardy played Bane, you would have said Tom Hardy, where he's obviously the bad candidate, everyone would be going bananas.
I just don't want to turn into what we had in the Schumacher era, where they just found the next top actor with a strong chin.
Right.
Not that Kilmer and Clooney were bad, but
right. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey guys, it's Lucas.
Lucas, what's up, man? Luke? So how about you? Are you pro or con Mr. Hammer as Batman?
Well, I've liked what I've seen him in, but I think we got to wait for Lone Ranger, and I think most importantly, he needs to release a video of his Batman voice, because.
What are you talking about?
That was
good. Because I think you can't be Batman without the throat cancer characteristic there.
Yeah, I that's true. I wonder that whoever. Thank you for the call, Lucas. For whoever does Batman next is going to have to. Are you going to do a voice? Hi, I'm Batman.
Oh, that was awful.
Hey guys, that's going to be like
Emo Phillips as Batman.
That really strikes fear
That's
into
my
the
point.
hearts of criminals. Hey guys, what's going on?
Did you like my choice, Mr. Nolan? No, I'm not directing that film anymore. Oh, all right.
That sounded like Roger Rabbit.
No, that's what I was.
Charles Fleischer would love that spot.
I'm actually a little worried about this Armie Hammer rumor.
Well,
I'm a huge comic book girl, so for me, Batman's dark and he's pretty.
He's too pretty,
and
he's too fluffy.
So foppish.
Bale was flawed. Like Keaton, kind of flawed. Not
that
traditional.
there's something.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can. We haven't seen him do enough because I mean, what have we seen him in? Social Network and the
Mirror.
I was like, and a fairy tale where he's a prince.
And,
so I don't know if he can.
And J. Edgar, and that wasn't. He looked like the Six Flags old man. Yeah.
I'm like, can he really layer? I hope he can.
I don't know. I don't want to. Again, this is from at Greg Spalding 101. Armie Hammer's Batman, thumbs down. Plenty of other worthy actors. Don't think he's big enough of a star yet. And I also think that it's not about the star quality for it, because I think that it really is about if you fit the character. And I just don't think. I think right now, like Tiffany's first reaction was, "He's pretty," and that is a uh-oh.
And that was also her second, third, and ninth reaction.
And still my reaction.
Exactly.
He's
so,
pretty.
But with a Justice League movie, like you said, you could cast a unknown and hide him, so to speak, in a cast of
that movie is going to be a disaster.
Oh well,
I'm like, who else is going to be playing against him? I mean,
say again.
he's got to reset.
Password. So you get when you play Schindler's List.
Especially after the Avenge team, as I like to call it, came out and raised the bar.
That's exactly right, though, is because the way it was, Marvel did it so well. They set it up so well to where you knew the characters, everything was set up. So this movie, when it comes out, you're not going to know any of these people. And it's just going to be, oh, okay, this is Aquaman. What? Where did he come from?
Wasn't he in He-Man?
Right, right. So I just
didn't they try and do a show all about Aquaman?
Well, they put for Entourage.
Do so well.
Yeah, and you're right. The spoof of Schmoeville, right? Yep. So they should do a merman movie, by the way.
This week's guest star, Man-at-Arms.
Okay, so this is a good point. At Zombie John says, keep in mind, people. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Keep in mind, people felt the same about Keaton, and he worked out pretty well.
Absolutely, which we talked about last week. Keaton was an oddball, outside the box choice,
but different.
Different time, different era.
Different
How so?
in the fact that Michael Keaton had very, like, Mr. Mom and comedic roles, so the judgment was he's funny. He can't do it. He's funny. Yeah. There's a difference between, oh, look at the big foppish good-looking guy, as opposed to, well, the funny guy, because the funny guy can turn it around and throw some drama on your ass like Jim Carrey did in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Like, he also
Bruce Willis in Die Hard. He was moonlighting Bruce.
Right.
He looks eerily similar to Henry Cavill, who's playing the new Superman.
Yes.
They're all the same. They just changed the name.
Yeah. One's British, one's not. He's not British, right?
No, he's not. He's from California. Yeah, he is. Okay, so here, Nick, and from at Logo S5, I disagree. I like the idea of Hammer. Everyone thought Heath Ledger would be terrible. So there you go. Good point.
Absolutely.
Look, and like I think Lucas said, you can't prejudge. I just don't see him as Batman. I don't think he'll be bad. I just think he has a lot of obstacles to overcome if he does become Batman. But
it's also going to depend on how they do this movie. Like, is it going to be dark or is it going to be Happy Times Justice League?
It's going to be.
I hope not.
Happy. That's actually the working title. Happy Times.
Bringing back Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, it's a high school musical.
I know.
All right,
they tried it with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take one more call here, and then we're going to go to we're going to do some more trailers here. Okay. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Dylan.
Hey, man, what's up? So, John, are you calling about Army? Or you got something else?
I mean, it's just about the Justice League in general. I mean, if you had Superman, who else do you really need if he's going to be as powerful as he is in the comics?
Well, I mean, I guess that's true, but I think don't you want to see? But that's my point, though. I guess as far as you have to set up the movies first, because let's say, and I don't even think they're going to go off of let's say they go off the Henry Cavill movies. Let's say we have 3 great Supermans. Let's get be optimists here and say, okay, they're great movies, and we become comfortable with this character, and then we're like, okay, wait a minute, let's see how Superman acts with some other people, because now you're comfortable with him. But I agree with you, if you're just thrown into it, then you're like, well, that's Superman. He's going to be able to. We want to watch Superman. You know, so I mean,
and the thing I think that worked so well with the Avengers is you got a backstory.
Yes.
You saw both sides of them as a superhero and their real life, and so it's like you put them all together, and there was turmoil and whatever. And this is kind of like
together. The Justice League is actually going to be them in a room introducing themselves. That's the first act of the film. I'm Superman. Hi, how you doing?
Right.
Here are my deep dark secrets.
Well, thank you very much for the call, dude. Appreciate it.
Want to talk about what's coming out this weekend?
Well, yes, but I do want to talk about 2 more trailers first.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
We should talk about some other stuff afterwards. But but that's normally how a show goes. You talk about things first and then things come afterwards. But there are a couple trailers that came out, some big trailers this week. We talked about Die Hard, Hitchcock. Did you see the trailer?
I didn't see that one, so talk
Holy
away.
shit, that looks great.
It looks amazing.
It looks so good.
It looks so good. And I'm going to admit something here. I didn't know the whole backstory.
I didn't either.
Psycho. So I'm watching it. I'm like, what?
I just thought
this is awesome.
Right. You just when you watch basically the trailer is that he had to go through so many hurdles and put up his own money to get Psycho made.
I'm like,
I didn't know
put
that.
up their house.
Yeah, I thought it was just like Hitchcock wants to do a movie about what? Shoes and beef. Okay, great. You know, but it's like, but no.
And now it's a ride on the tour.
Yeah.
Right, but like now exactly, and you show that it shows the way that he got it all. And Hopkins, I mean, looking like he's throwing bombs against Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, come on, bring it. You know,
Hopkins, Helen Mirren. I mean, talking about actors that were like, can they act? Put them both in a movie together, and you're like, holy crap!
It looks so good. When does that come out? Do we know that, Jeff? Look at the picture.
I want to say it's
That's
January.
the picture of him looking. I mean, because when you saw those pictures of Daniel Day-Lewis as Lincoln, it was Lincoln. So
I got
That
Hitchcock
preview
coming out the
almost
week
made me
of
cry.
November 15th.
yeah, so I
soon.
16,
it looks like
17,
a battle, man. I mean, it you know, again, it's potential. So let's talk real quick to someone in Schmoeville. Let's see if they saw the Hitchcock.
Oh, and ScarJo's in there too.
Oh, and she looks
some
as
pretty
Janet
lady
Leigh.
in
She
there.
looks good. She looks good.
I mean, when does she not look good though?
No,
really?
but I mean, as
In the
Janet
morning.
Leigh, she
Yeah.
looks
Like everyone.
Yeah, you know what she didn't
No.
look good in? We Bought a Zoo. She did look very frumpy in that. What? She did. She looks frumpy.
I'll
She
take
did
that
not
frumpy.
look frumpy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bring it-
I'm like,
Jeff
what?
the engineer, please.
That's frumpy. I'm
look
on
frumpy.
board.
Are you about to pull up a picture?
Yes,
Jeff's on board.
frumpy.
Jeff's on
Get
board.
the absolute
He's-
worst picture you can find. All right, hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, it's a Spence calling from Maine.
Hey, dude, what's up?
Maine.
So you were calling
Up
from
late.
Maine. Did you happen to see the Hitchcock trailer?
I did, actually.
What'd you think, dude?
I think it looks pretty fucking awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just because it's like it's one
I
of
think
those
it's
things
about
too.
Lincoln, as in like a biographical piece about famous people. I mean, I just think it was really good. I mean, yeah, he's really getting close to Dan Day-Lewis.
Right.
Really
And it looks, and just from trailers, that's how you know how
I
great
like
it
that you're
is.
saying he's getting close to Daniel Day-Lewis, and we're talking about Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Well,
I mean-
that shows you how much respect Daniel Day-Lewis has. Isn't that crazy? It's right, exactly.
Keep trying, Tony. You'll get there
Yeah.
one day.
I know,
One
it's the
day
truth.
you'll win an
Schmoeville's
Academy
behind you.
Award.
So we're talking about Hannibal Lecter. No, it's the truth. I totally agree with what he's saying, though, too, because it's like, because you think of, thank you for the call, by the way. You think of Daniel Day-Lewis, who transforms himself into these people.
Yeah.
So, and Hopkins obviously puts himself into the characters, but this is something of Daniel Day-Lewis level. You know what I mean? Like the way he did that, because my God, he looks like Hitchcock. I can't wait to see that movie. So, all right, and another trailer, Ken, that we saw, and I don't know if Tiffany saw this one. We are talking about what the hell was it?
Quentin Tarantino's
Yes.
next film, Django Unchained.
Django Unchained.
Oh, yes.
The newest trailer just came out for Django Unchained. And look, anything Tarantino does, I'm on board. And for me, I didn't really watch many of the trailers for Inglourious Basterds, and I went and I loved. It was one of my favorite movies of that year. So the extended trailer, you got all those shots, you got all the Tarantino-isms, you have the quirky
I
dialogue.
just love looking at your face while you're talking about it. You're like,
it's like
The blood
Christmas.
splatter on the white flowers
Oh,
was
so cool, so great,
perfect.
And I liked they actually used one of the songs from Rock and Rolla, "I'm a Man," that song in this trailer, and it fits so well because you see a little bit more of the dynamic between Django and Christoph Waltz's character and what it's all about, and you're going to have those quips. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's December 25th. How about you guys? What do you?
I cannot wait. I love westerns. Love Tarantino. It's a perfect marriage. Coming out of Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah.
This is. It just seems like the next evolution in Tarantino storytelling, going into this genre and having fun with this genre. When you watch the trailer, the actors, even though it's serious and they're performing serious, they look like they're having just a great amount of fun.
Yeah.
Getting into this. DiCaprio, who I'm not a giant fan, I'm not a hater, but I'm not a giant fan. He's got the teeth kind of all messed up, playing the Southern plantation type owner.
He went down that road of what we were just talking about for me. Like he was on
Leo?
that.
Yeah.
Leo.
Pretty.
Leo was the guy that was like, oh, all the girls want to fuck him for me. I don't care. And then it was what the hell was it? Blood Diamond, and then The Departed, where I went, okay, he's not just whining and screaming anymore.
For me, it was Growing Pains, but okay,
Fair
you got there.
Fair
You got
enough.
there
Yeah,
eventually.
Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
But now he's someone I want to watch him do everything. Like,
Yeah.
Inception is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And it was a lot with Nolan, obviously, but what he did and what he brought to it. And I think him as a villain, he hasn't played a villain since the what's the
Growing Pains. Yeah.
Man in the Iron Mask. So it'll
yeah.
be cool to see him.
That was when he
back
was
in
still pretty, though.
Now he's more gruff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
No, but I mean, that's when he, like,
But it-
Man in the Iron Mask was still when girls would go, he's Leo.
Yeah, he's a little boy. Yeah. Okay, let's take a call for Schmoeville, then we'll talk about the upcoming releases. Okay, hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got? Turn down your radio or computer.
Or speaker box.
All right, see you later.
I didn't see the
Schmoeville,
trailer.
when you're calling in, get ready.
Yeah, just turn
the
your
speaker boxes
computer down. All right, so hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike, where are you
What's
calling
up,
from,
man?
Mike?
Mike, where are you calling from?
Olympia, Washington. How you
Nice.
doing?
Good, man. How are
Good,
you?
man.
I'm awesome. Wow, I'm actually glad you called. But yeah, I was.
Wait. Did we call you?
I called you. I'm sorry.
Dude, you confused me. Because I don't really know this phone system. Like, did I just call somebody who actually know? Like, do that mean people know us? I'm like,
That's
wow.
the next segment next week. We're going to start calling the fans directly.
He was just watching Family Ties.
Hey, is George there?
Yeah, he
Can
was
he come
watching-
out and play Schmoeville?
Yeah, he was watching
start
Family
prank
Ties in his
calling.
underwear. He's like, "Hey, it's the Schmoes." Sorry about that. So, okay, so you're calling. What do you want to talk about, bud?
Oh well, I was just looking on a trailer site and I saw new trailers for Catherine Bigelow's new film Zero Dark 30 and Gangster Squad.
Well, Gangster Squad's going to be out next year, so I mean, I'm curious how they're going to cut that all together. But yeah, Zero Dark 30. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it actually does in the theater.
Yeah, thanks for the call, dude. Yeah, because are we ready for that movie? I mean, I know I am because I got you, and so are you because you have to watch it anyway. But she saw it already
2 years ago.
She saw it,
Yeah.
So
I just don't want to give anything away.
yeah, the catch bin lawn. So yeah, I'm curious about it. Well, Stu Thomas just tweeted, "What about Gangs in New York? Blasphemy." He was still crying a lot in that movie. Anyway, so Zero Dark 30, I'm excited for. I think it's Catherine Bigelow. It's another one. She obviously she's far detached from Point Break. It's all about these very gritty movies. She's not one-upping James Cameron this year, so who knows if she'll win. But I'm curious. I mean, I want to see how much are they really gonna? How much of it is real? How much is it fabricated? How much?
Well, and how much can you actually say? I mean,
that book came out.
yeah,
So
but I mean, how
can
much
I-
can you say that people are going to sit there and feel comfortable watching? I mean,
Well, yeah, I know.
even
that.
the newsroom episode, I was a little bit like,
Really? Yeah, I'm so curious about that. So, guys, tweet us in at Schmoes or at it's at Tiffany's Tweets, correct?
oh yeah,
Tiffany tweets.
Tiffany's tweets.
Tiffany's Tweets. So,
Yep.
tweet us both and let us know, do you want to see Zero Dark 30? Do you think it could be interesting? Do you think it's too soon? Very curious. I have to take a call from New York. There's a New York call coming in. So, hey, you are in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Joe?
Hey, Joe, you're obviously calling in from New York, yes?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right, because I see the 718. Okay,
New
so what's
Yorker.
up, man? So, what are you calling about?
I want to get your opinion on the Shailene Woodley news about Mary Jane and the new Spider-Man 2.
Thanks a lot, Joe. I'm glad you asked me that question. I just got that tweet, and I don't know if it was Joe that sent it in.
Nick Widener tweeted in about that, yeah.
Okay. And I am ecstatic about that. I think she is so good for Mary Jane. How do you guys feel about it? Silence.
You're the comic book geek.
I know. That's why it's so hard for me.
Better than Kirsten Dunst.
Explain. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Explain
I
your
love the
turmoil.
chemistry in this new one with Emma Watson.
Yeah.
And
We know
I
her.
just am
we know
not-
her fate. And
What?
if you don't know her fate, then too bad. Because it's a comic book thing.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see the two of them. I don't know if the chemistry is going to be there because it was so good.
Did you like The
and that would
Descendants?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Okay, and that's why I
kind of
think
can't
she's
get
great.
away from the Secret Life of the American Teenager.
See, I'm lucky I've never seen it because I heard that she's not great in that.
I've never seen it either.
Okay, because I am. And is she terrible in it?
No, it's just such a different character for me, especially because I feel like they're trying to make this Spider-Man franchise a little bit
darker.
A little bit darker.
A lot more. You kidding me? Than the
A
Raimi ones?
lot more.
Than the Raimi ones?
Well, than like the last ones. There's no singing and dancing. But.
Yeah, it's exactly. So it's no emo.
More singing and dancing in superhero pictures is what I'm hoping for in Hollywood. That's my theme for the night.
You know, every show does their musical episodes.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of time until they're like Avengers, the musical.
Well, speaking of musical episodes, do we have our musical cue up? Don't play it yet because I want to intro the bit first. Mm-hmm. Do we have it ready to go? Okay. So, guys, we're gonna everybody out there in Schmoeville tweeting land, get your tweets ready because here's what we need to do. I need a pen.
I've got my phone ready.
I need a pen first. I need pens from everybody. And where's Johnny? Is Johnny around? Because if Johnny's not here, then he can scratch a ball back. But let's see.
Language on this show.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm gonna have to rip your little perfect piece here. Here's what we're gonna do. So Ken, myself, Tiffany, and Jeff the engineer are gonna write down celebrity names on Twitter. Okay? So we're going to pick the name out of a hat. And then once we pick that name, we are going to have Schmoeville bombard this celebrity on Twitter and tell them they have to be a guest on Schmoeville. So there's your card. Here's your card.
Okay. Sorry, I'm tweeting currently.
Jeff the engineer.
Live tweeting the live stream.
All right, so, real quick, guys, I'm going to ask Schmoeville. Kristian's asking now, yes, I believe the third person. Give me some suggestions that I can put on my card of people that I should tweet.
We put this on the Schmoes Know podcast Facebook page.
Okay, so you name a couple of them that they asked.
Here's some of the ones that we got a Catherine Reitman, Ivan Reitman team.
Okay.
Harold Ramis, right. Judd Apatow, a lot of Joseph Gordon Levitt, Joss Whedon, Kevin Smith. Keep going. I'm scrolling. Gina Carano, Tom Hanks.
Will your voice be overdubbed if Gina Carano?
Yes, actually, I'd be in the corner doing it. I had a fun time on Haywire. Nathan Fillion, Elijah Wood, Guillermo del Toro, Topher Grace, and Dane Cook.
Just stop it. That would be pretty
Emily
funny,
Blunt.
Now, let me ask you. Should we ask because of our debate last week?
Oh, geez.
Should we talk
the lookalike? Yeah, I think we need a running total. Yeah.
You say yes or no. Do you remember what Mark Ellis looks like? Do you care?
Yes.
All right. Mark Ellis, Topher Grace.
No, I don't care. That was a joke.
No. Okay. Ken Napzok, Will Forte.
A little bit.
Or the more accurate choice, Dan Aykroyd in Grosse Pointe Blank. That's the win.
Yes,
the winner.
I picked that one.
Christian Harloff, Morgan Freeman. No?
Oh, I see it.
Dane,
it's like I want to squish your face.
Dane Cook is the one that I got.
You, Peter. There you are.
Okay, so she said no on all those. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now we all have our cards. Everyone write a name down?
I don't have a pen.
Oh, here you go.
I gave you mine.
Here. Okay, so we're going to write the names down.
We write one name down?
Yeah, because Schmoeville, this is where the power of Schmoeville comes in. Here's what I want you guys to do. When we pick this name, you guys go to their Twitter page, tweet them. We'll tell you what to say once we pick the name, and then tweet them. And then if you see someone else tweet it, retweet it. I want this celebrity to be sitting there going, "What the hell is the Schmoes Know podcast?"
Because this is the internet, please do not tweet something that might get you blocked by the celebrity.
No. We'll tell you something.
Go to the Schmoes.
We'll tell you something simple that something very generic, so they keep getting it, so they just know it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys have to just bombard them, though. That is a great suggestion. I wish I would have put that in there.
I didn't do it. It's a little segment we like to call.
Oh yeah, here it goes. That's right. That would be
Awkward-tunity.
Awkward-tunity. Can we do that one more time? Because I kind of sat on it.
Tweet a celebrity.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to be doing that every week. So, and then we're going to be on our Facebook page, either with the facebook.com/schmoesknow or the facebook.com/SK podcast. We're going to be asking you guys to do that all week. So here we go. Let's hand them in here. Let's do this.
Put some there.
Oh damn it! You did the same one as I did.
How
many did you do?
One pick, but I don't think he's on Twitter.
All right. If I get the one, I did the same one as you did. So if I did that, then I'll change it to my second one.
The one underlined is my pick, but I don't think he's on Twitter.
Well, that does. If you don't think he's on Twitter,
so then
Albert Finney,
then you make up another one. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. Did you give me yours?
Yeah. I tossed it to you.
All right, here we go.
Put it in your beer cup.
All right, guys, get ready. So this is the tweet. Start tweeting it because I want all Schmoeville to do this. Yeah. The tweet is going to be, "Hey, blah blah blah, whoever it is,
you need to appear on the Schmoes Know podcast.
You need to be on the Schmoes Know podcast. Make it happen." Mm-hmm. And then Obviously include us at Schmoes Know. And here we go. I want tons of these things, so we're going to make. If you guys make it happen, I'm giving you guys all the credit. All right,
absolutely.
Can we have a drum roll? You have a drum roll or no? That's terrible. All right, here we go.
It's kind of a drum roll.
All right, and the celebrity you guys should be tweeting right about now to let them know to be on the Schmoes Know podcast.
So excited.
Joseph Gordon Levitt. That's right.
JGL.
Tweet the shit out of that looping bastard. Tweet him.
Oh, yeah. Can he come with the prosthetics on his face, too?
Tweet him as much as you can. Bombard him with tweets. Schmoes Know. Get him on this podcast. We will talk to him because this is how it's going to happen. This is how we got
I'm so happy. That was my choice, too.
It was mine as well. But
can we just pretend that there was no option from anyone else?
Can I ask who you put just so we know it was fair?
I put Frodo Baggins. Thank you very much.
You probably could get
I wanted to put Bruce Willis, but I don't think he's on Twitter.
We got 2 or 3 so far. Let them pile up, guys. Hit it up. And again, if you're listening to this on the rebroadcast, let it go.
Let it go.
Tweet
man.
them.
Download us on iTunes and tweet Joseph Gordon Levitt.
That's right. And another thing though too that you guys that we talked about. We talked about Ripped. We talked about all this other stuff. And then someone tweeted me, and one of you guys from Schmoeville, as far as how the Amazon thing works, because a lot of you guys don't know how Amazon for us works. It helps the show out, obviously. All you have to do is go on our thing where it says the watch, and underneath you have Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, like whatever it is, just that's where you're going to go.
You could buy my book, which is on Amazon.
What book do you have?
Tiny Mixtapes of the Soul by Ken Napzok.
Is that
collection
true?
of music. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know you had a book.
Kristian doesn't think I'm talented.
No,
he doesn't think I'm talented.
Buy it. So go to Amazon and buy Ken's book. And I love how he's got Joseph Gordon Levitt is getting bombarded from Schmoeville.
Schmoeville.
Get him.
Rules.
Get him here. So perfect.
I don't think that voice is going to help to get him.
No.
I think he might be afraid you'll leave him.
It's true. He's going to be so confused.
I hope he's one of those celebrities that runs his site, not some assistant that's right now sitting in the mailroom going.
I feel he runs his Twitter.
Yeah,
he seems pretty plugged in with his hit reports.
Yeah, so you guys are awesome out there. You guys are really nailing it. So keep doing it all until the end of the show. Keep hitting them up, and then retweet other people's tweets.
Miss Movies is in. That's her suggestion on
retweet each other's
too.
tweets. Just keep retweeting them. Let's get this guy on the show, and that will bring us. How much time we got left?
We got 4 minutes.
Perfect.
4?
And that's the perfect segue into the fact that a lot of you guys have been asking me because I missed Looper. So I missed Looper, and Mark reviewed it. And
it's so sad when one of you has to review a movie by yourself. There's just this.
It's just
one
something missing.
tier, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask Jeff, the engineer, his thoughts on the movie, and I think he's got a pretty simple answer. Jeff, what's your? Do you not have your thing?
No, I
come on, what are you doing to me today?
Come on, man, I have a lot of shit.
Well, all right. Well, I don't need your real thoughts. I wanted your little soundbite.
Just make your soundbite with your mouth, then.
Fine.
Old school.
Wow.
All right.
That's almost a violation of the Schmoes No sexual harassment policy.
Let's talk about Looper, because Tiffany, you saw it, you did not.
I have not had a chance.
Good.
I've been so busy producing this damn
Good.
show.
I'm so excited we get to spoil it for you.
It
so
shows here.
If you have not seen Looper,
I bolded things.
If you have not seen Looper, I'm giving you guys a warning out there. If you have not seen Looper, spoiler for the next 5 minutes. You can mute and come back, where we're going to be having, by the way, our next guest, which is the son of legendary director Oliver Stone, Shawn Stone, and we're going to be talking about his movie Greystone Park. That'll be the second half of the show. But let's talk about Looper.
Terrifying.
I know it's so we're going to talk about all that stuff. But let's talk about Looper real quick. As far as me, what did I schmo at? Everyone wants to know what was my schmoes. 4.5 out of 5 schmoes. I loved this movie. I thought it was so original. I thought it was one of those movies that kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Some people are griping about the ending. Loved the ending. I thought the ending worked completely well for what the story was, the way it worked out, the way it set, like the tone of the. I mean, again, spoiler. Turn off your computer.
Yeah.
Like when the little boy, the way they set up that little boy, and then the way Joseph Gordon Levitt saw him, and said, "Okay, this is going to be a continuing cycle. I have to stop this." I loved it and thought it worked so well. You do not agree?
I loved the movie. The ending for me, guys. If you haven't seen it, you might want to plug your ears. Why doesn't he just... Are your ears plugged?
Do the Sackhoff. Katie was... If you haven't seen it, Katie went like this.
That's how she plugged her ears.
She didn't... No, she was drinking. All right. So.
Why didn't he just shoot his trigger finger off?
Because he had a bluster blaster.
Why couldn't he just shoot his hand off?
He was too far away.
His own hand!
Because what happens if he shot his hand off?
Then he'd run over and take him down.
But what happens if the other one was able to somehow get the shotgun and with the other hand. Stop
he wouldn't.
it. Come on. You
I
think
just
too much
think
into
that it could have been like an epic romance as well.
Oh, see that? Okay. Well,
it's the girl talk.
This isn't an Armie Hammer movie, all
No,
right?
it's not. But I do like Joseph Gordon Levitt.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, guys, we're going to break here, and I'll talk about it more.
I'm telling you, shoot the trigger finger off.
You know what? The thing is, to miss movies, you make a good point. It's just only a 5-minute spoiler. Looper deserves more. It sure does, and I think, to be fair, I'm going to do, because they've been asking for me to do my own review. I'll do it on our channel, and we can talk about it a little more. But coming up after the break, we're going to bring on Shawn Stone, talk to him about his new movie, talk to him about how it was growing up as Oliver Stone's kid. I'm really excited about it. Stay tuned, and keep on tweeting Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Tell him to get on the Schmoeville podcast. All right. Now, what are you playing now, Jeff? Let's see. Hold on. What's this?
I feel like I'm on the Titanic. Like
no,
the
it's not
edge.
Titanic. It's got to be a lot happier than the last choice. What do we got?
Sounds
making
like
me guess.
Imagineers at Disneyland or something. or inventions.
Oh, the Dark Crystal.
That
I like how
movie
upset he was.
scared the
Come on,
heck
you
out of me
guys.
as a
It's the
child.
Dark Crystal.
Speaking of people who look like people, everyone tells me I look like a gelfling.
No.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
Absolutely.
All right. We're getting.
That's not a bad
It's
thing.
true.
That's not a bad thing.
All right, everybody.
I'm
Okay.
adorable.
All right. Let's all right. This is what happens at nighttime with a lot of beer. Guys, we're back. It's the Schmoeville podcast. Kristian Harloff here. Ken Napzok sitting in for Mark Ellis, and Tiffany Smith sitting in for Katee Sackhoff. And we are here today, and we're joined by a very special guest, and we're very happy to have him in studio, Shawn Stone. How are you, Shawn? Do we have his mic on, Jeff? Is it on? There it is.
Can you hear me? Oh, cool.
No more beer for you. No more beer for you. Unbelievable. Shawn, how are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Shawn, we're going to talk about a bunch of things today as far as we want to... First of all, there was a lot of things that when we were excited when we heard you were coming on the show, there's a lot of things we wanted to ask you, talk to you about, and then obviously talk about your movie, Greystone Park, that is now coming out on Blu-ray, correct?
Yeah, on DVD, Blu-ray next Tuesday.
Next
and
Tuesday.
It's on demand already.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So we'll get into that, but it would be our fans would kill us if we didn't ask you about being Gordon Gekko's son. It was the first thing that everyone has between that and being young Jim Morrison. But let's talk about Gordon Gekko's son. Do you remember any of it? Do you if you don't, make it up? How cool is it to be Gordon Gekko's kid?
Wow. Okay. Depends, I guess, if you think Gordon Gekko's a hero.
Good moral point Shawn has brought up.
Look, being a kid of a crazy villain like out there, still in movie history. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but they killed my character in the sequel. I was really I was depressed when it happened.
Yeah. But wait a minute, how does that work? Don't you say, Dad, come on, what's going on here? Put me in the movie.
You know, it's funny because initially the story was supposed to be that Gekko's son becomes the main character.
Oh yeah,
and somehow I don't know, they rewrote the script and it ended up becoming the daughter who was never there in the first one. And the son is dead and he's killed himself.
Yeah.
So
how did that? Were you and your dad fighting at that point?
How did you get ousted?
What happened?
Maybe that's part of it.
All right.
I ended up in the ghost realm, as it turned out. So
and is that how you got your idea for the film?
No, it wasn't an idea. I think it just all was there was a synchronicity to it.
Okay. We all worked out together. Yeah, perfect. Well, you know, the question: were you on set at all for? I'm jumping here real quick, but were you on set at all for Wall Street 2 at all?
Yeah. Well, I came actually for 1 week, and I was in the film in Wall Street 2, playing someone else. So basically, my character was dead, and I got to play. I did a little cameo as one of the brokers.
Cool. Oh, very cool.
Like the montage sequence.
Yeah.
So I was shooting for 1 day, and that's actually when Greystone Park began.
Ah,
it was literally that week.
So it actually did. Oh, wow, that's funny.
Yeah, it all coincided.
Let me ask you, because I am very.
You put your dad in the movie. I mean,
I know. Seriously,
yeah,
you're right. You're like you show. See, but the reason I bring up the Wall Street 2 thing is because I'm very vocal about a specific actor, and for my own reasons. As far as and I call him Shia LaBeouf's. I don't know the guy, and I'm asking you because you probably met him. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I feel the guy is a douche. Is he a douche? Okay, fine. No answer.
No
See, that's
answer.
my point, Schmoeville.
Wow.
That is my point.
Gentleman,
I
he's
think
being
it's
polite.
harsh. I mean, I think he's a nice kid.
Yeah, see, that's my point. Nice kid equals douche, but fair enough. But I appreciate the honesty. But anyway, and I have a whole because my fans, the fans here, they say, oh, you wouldn't say it to him if he was on the show, and I would. But that's my own thing. But again, it's very cool. It must have been cool growing up as far as being in this world of watching your dad, who's obviously this legendary director, and watching all these the way he makes films, and I could tell in your film. There's definitely you can tell the influence. As far as because especially in the beginning, I felt
You're like,
it.
no.
Did you not? If you disagree with me, I felt it it reminded me.
If you disagree with him, call him a douche.
Yeah, that guy's.
You're
douche.
allowed to do that, and then just say it's the beer's
By
fault.
no means am I saying you were mimicking your dad's movies at all. I just influence wise.
You can't mimic them because there's so many different styles involved. Obviously,
right.
But frankly, I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, when it opened up, the movie, and the way that the clips kind of came in with the film and everything too, it just reminded me of
Natural Born Killers.
Yes, very much so. It's my favorite movie that your dad did, by the way. So yes, and so
you're one of those guys.
I'm one of those guys.
Crazy look in your eye.
And exactly, and hence the reason why I think it's cool to be Gordon Gekko's kid. So
all comes together.
It all comes down to that. So, but anyway, yes, and it's just growing up and being around him. So you have to obviously just soak some stuff in, is what I mean by all this.
Sure. I mean, there's so many elements to soak in, but the style of the film really grew organically.
Yeah.
Because we didn't, when we first had the experience, we broke into Greystone and Alex Wraith and myself, and this other girl. It was a pretty, intense night, but we had to translate that into a story, and so the story took shape over, 9 months of actually getting the film shot. And then when you start to edit it, it becomes a whole other entity. So there was no intent. Like, we didn't know how cutty it would become. We didn't know exactly what we were going to do with all the stock footage and incorporating that into the motif. But ultimately, the idea was, as we went through this journey, we had more and more paranormal experiences ourselves.
Wow.
And when you deal with the paranormal, you realize it's very similar to going mad. So there's a very fine line between madness and supernatural phenomenon. You don't know always, am I crazy, or is there a shadow moving by itself over there?
Right.
And, you may not see it, so then in which case...
What are you telling yourself, right? In that moment, what are you feeding yourself? What are you experiencing? That's
It's important.
Yeah,
to,
it's the truth.
And that's why we wanted to edit the film in that way of basically making the audience subjectively live it. And all of a sudden, like by the end, you're going through this journey, and it's like you think you kind of have a sense of what's going on, but then step by step, it's like you start to lose touch with reality. And by the end, you're like, what the heck is, what's real, what's not? Are these kids cracked up? Or are there really ghosts and they're completely haunted? And we left, we left a part of ourselves behind there. Maybe, maybe my shadow's still inside there.
Well, it's funny that you say that, though, because you hear about these movies that when it's something like you get so invested and there's so much when you have a subject like that, obviously, when that happens, that you can get lost in it, and you can. Were there some people who maybe didn't believe in the paranormal that were involved in the film that definitely did afterwards?
Well, I'm one of them.
Oh, really? Oh, especially from what you're.
I was skeptical.
So you combine. So inside the movie,
is all
right.
relatively true in the movie. Not giving away anything. You're the one like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was my line. I was like, one way to find out. Let's take a look. And even after the first time we went in, it wasn't like I was convinced, because I thought there were Satanists inside the first time we went in. We heard footsteps, so I assumed there were Satanists or someone inside there.
Because that's what you always think first. Footsteps, Satanists. No.
But it's got to be creepy. Especially anytime you go. I could go into a abandoned 7-Eleven at 12:30, and I'm still like, oh.
Well, I watched your film yesterday at 3:00 in my apartment in Studio City. That became the scariest place.
Yeah.
For me.
I told them, I was like, I am not a horror movie fan because I have such a vivid imagination. I tried to start it 3 times in my apartment by myself. I ended up calling a friend. I was like, can I come over to your apartment tomorrow and watch it? I'm too scared.
I ended up watching it in the courtyard of my laptop with people around.
Well, that's why Mark's so pissed off, because Mark, the guy who's normally here, the less sweaty one, is
sorry, the beer's getting to me.
He's the big horror guy. And
really?
so he was pissed off.
Where did he go?
He's performing tonight. And he was performing last week too. He's not back until the 25th. So
he's a comedy guy.
Yeah, he's a stand-up. Yeah, so
So he's one of those guys that's always joking throughout the film. He's like, the murderer is right there.
No.
Turn around.
No, he's not. He's the opposite. He's the guy that hates everyone that does that. He's like the grouchy old Muppet guy. You know.
That's good.
Yeah,
he's the guy that watches movies
He's
on
in.
Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Oh,
in the corner by himself.
He is definitely pissed off. So at everything.
Can you go into a little bit what Greystone Park is for the people who aren't familiar, and how you chose to go in there?
It is a portal to another dimension, I think.
I'm like, do I believe him as he's saying it with this
But that
giant
smile,
smirk on
it's
his
the
face?
grin.
It's
It's
kind
true.
of terrifying.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
like, can I scoot this back?
It's like the Twilight Zone. You know?
Yeah, it's the truth. But that's so. Let me ask you a question as far as how you all came about. Like, because I know you said it kind of started with you started shooting during the Wall Street 2 period. But like, how do you decide that's the first venture into your that you really want to go into this realm of craziness?
There was no intention behind it. You know, the irony is that at that point I was preparing 2 other projects that I'd written, and I wanted to direct as my first feature. One of which was like a found footage style, all done through surveillance cameras and like button cameras and whatnot. We wanted to play with the technology of cameras. And this is 2009, so pre-found footage. Like that whole fad picked up after Paranormal Activity came out in like November that year, and then it's carried on. So I had an idea about that, and I had another project which was it dealt with the dark side, but it wasn't a horror film. Alex Wraith was at dinner with my father and myself. Alex had been a friend of my dad's through Wall Street 2 because he's a New York, Jersey kid.
Yeah.
He'd been exploring, mental hospitals and haunted places since he was born, practically, because that's what New Jersey is. It's a haunted place. Anyone,
Jersey.
It's like,
That's what you do.
If you're looking for a good time on a Saturday night, you're like, okay, let's go look for the Jersey Devil.
Right.
Let's go, get some chicks on the back of a motorcycle and break into a haunted mental hospital. Like that's what he
That's
did.
a great date night, if you ask me.
I would have had a lot more success.
Well, you're not from Jersey. You're from Santa Monica.
You're right.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I'll go to that fucking ghost. Come on. That's
You'd
gonna
be
be.
surprised. It's a perfect date night. That's
Yeah,
how you
it's
learn
true.
to trust each other. And
Yeah.
by the end, you're what they say about
Johnny,
sex
bring
and
the crazy
violence.
horse. Let's go.
If you think a horror film turns girls on, just wait till they go into a haunted house.
Yeah, it's the truth.
But, or they get possessed.
That's a sequel. That's a sequel.
That we found out later.
Yeah.
But you see it in the film a little bit. So Alex had been exploring this place for about 3 years, and he said this is the scariest, most twisted place I've ever been to. Every time you go there, the walls change. I get lost. It's like a maze. It's alive. It's like the hotel from The Shining, and the lights are on. It's like it literally feels like Twilight Zone in the sense you walk in and furniture, everything is there and feels lived in, like someone just walked away 5 minutes before you got there.
Wow.
And so I said, okay, man, this sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm game, let's check it out. My dad was like, yeah, I'm sure you're going to have the guts to go in there.
So all that stuff in the film then, then that's all stuff that
The
actually
dinner at the
happened? That's
beginning.
crazy.
That was a real dinner.
That's
And
crazy.
So then the whole first half of the film that you see is exactly what happened,
Yeah.
Going with Alex to his house. The guy lives on the floor, lives on his floor. He's got like knives all over his wall. He looks like local. Either he's become
It looks like he's from Jersey.
He's either a survivalist or a serial killer. It's like that kind of vibe to his room. And so he's the one leading us on this expedition. And every step of the way, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we only got 5 minutes to get in this place because there's cops patrolling, and you have to break in. I'm like, breaking in? What the heck? Why do you have to break in? It's abandoned. No, there's cops patrolling the place. And then we get inside, and he says there's Satanists inside, so be careful. What do you mean Satanists? Oh, I've run into them a few times. They took my license last time.
We've got to check in. We've got another one. Let's go buy beer.
So, you can imagine, this guy really is nutty. And in the film, people say, why is this guy so crazy? It's like, I don't know why he's so crazy. That's just his personality. Some people are just nuts. Why do you have to explain it and justify it? He's in touch with that side of himself. So, that was the original unfolding. And the first 40 minutes of the film pretty much is what happened the first night, running into the death sign and these occult symbols. I'm like, man, we got to get out of this place. And when he saw the ghost of this lady the first night, he starts running and he starts acting a little bit bizarre after that, a little bit possessed. And I wanted to get out of there. But he kept dragging us to the kitchen. He's like, he wants to see the kitchen. I'm like, why do you want to go to the kitchen? Well, that's where they eat.
The Satanists, the cops, or the
Is
devil?
he like a prankster?
All the girls from Jersey.
I
brought my meatball soup. Anybody want one?
Is he like a prankster in real life, though?
Yes.
Or okay,
yes.
okay.
Yes, no, he is a prankster, but I didn't know him at this point. You understand? So I don't know if this guy is literally, if he's just is he having fun? Is he working with Satanists? Does he want to kill me and leave me
He wants to
behind?
take your ID.
You know, honestly, you know, I don't know this guy from Adam, and so we keep going and looking for the kitchen now, and that's when we start hearing footsteps, and I'm like, you better get us out of here. I don't know if I can swear on the show.
You
Fuck
yeah.
Get me out of this place now, or I'm going to kill you. So at that point, we looked for a door. We found a door, but the thing is, you know, it's an abandoned building that's all locked up. If we hadn't found an open door, we could have been wandering around. We could have run into people. Who knows what would have happened?
Right.
And that was so. Then we get out of there. Start writing the script. The next night, he's got a guy outside of his house dressed all in black.
No.
Swear to God, for the next
Stop
2
it.
weeks.
If someone all in
he had
black shows up in
Satanists.
my apartment, I'm going to cry. And I'm
Or
going to
hand
call
over
you.
my ID.
So he's calling me every day, going, "What the fuck is going on?" He's got a little camera recording every night. He's got these guys out there chanting, like they're Satanists.
Chanting.
So I think the Satanists must have seen his ID, not his ID. They must have seen his plates when we were parked there. And I think that
And
they
followed
followed
us.
us.
Followed him?
I followed him.
Wow.
So he's got these guys outside the house for the next 2 weeks till Halloween. And then on Halloween, he got a Tickle Me Elmo outside of his door.
No.
Wait,
Like,
and
to
then Tickle
top
Me
it all
Elmo's
off.
eyes started rolling back.
Tickle Me Elmo is as scary as Chucky if it goes off in the middle of the night.
Well,
I was
yeah.
at a sleepover party when I was little, and that happened after we watched The Exorcist.
Right. Well, but it's still Tickle Me Elmo. It's still Elmo. Did they shave Elmo? I mean, like what? Like, you know what?
Still, that laughing is scary.
If guys are outside your house chanting for 2 weeks, no matter what they leave, I'm going to be a little freaked
Yeah.
out. They can leave a gift card to Pep Boys. I'd be scared.
All right, I want to take a quick call from Schmoeville here. Hey guys, we're in Schmoeville. You are in Schmoeville. We're here with Shawn Stone, and you guys have any questions? What's up?
Yeah, it's George.
Hey George, what's up? No Yankee game talk yet, please. Here with Shawn Stone. Did you hear any of the stories, or are you just calling in because you are upset about the Yankees?
No, I have news about the Yankees. They lost.
Yeah, thanks.
We should point out George is actually at Yankee Stadium tonight.
I was calling in about the Django Unchained trailer.
George, try to call back a little later because I don't know if you're hearing this show right now, but we're in the middle of something else. But you call back a little later, we'll talk about that again as well.
All right, sounds good.
No problem. So we're here. We talked about a whole bunch of trailers before that we had seen. So George is very excited about the Django Unchained trailer. But so we actually had
the Yankee game. What's going on?
Yeah, I know.
The poor kid's crying.
Got a lot going
I'm
on.
upset too. But okay, so Lucas Wentz just tweeted in: "Is Greystone Park available streaming anywhere online?"
Yeah, it's on iTunes right now, and it's on YouTube.
Oh,
You can
great!
rent it on YouTube.
Oh, really? Okay. Perfect. That's where our majority of our audience comes from YouTube. So we
live there too.
It's the truth. They're ghosts in YouTube. But so make sure you definitely check out Greystone Park on all those things that Shawn just said right now, and then we'll take another phone call real quick. Hey, we're on with Shawn Stone. Do you have any questions? Who do we got?
Hey, what's up? It's Josh Clavedo, guys.
Yo,
Hey,
dude,
Josh.
what's up, Josh? Josh, you have any questions for Shawn?
Oh, what's up, Shawn? How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Right on, brother. Hey, just a quick question. I asked Kristian this before, but I never got a clear, solid answer, and everyone's been giving me, like, it's true, it's not true. Is it true that in Platoon, that Charlie Sheen's character is based off your dad, that actual story, those events, in that movie?
No, that's the character in 2.5 Men.
Great, thank you. Great question, Josh.
That was the prequel to that whole episode. There we go.
Good, great question, Josh.
Yeah. No, that's right. It was based on my father's experience.
Wow.
But he didn't shoot his sergeant.
We have to say for legal purposes.
That's right. Only thing kills Bonds. Sorry, I had to say it. My dad would be upset at me if I didn't. He loves it. So, okay. So let's go back to. We're going back to Greystone Park here too. So that's you didn't believe. You're obviously a believer now, especially when you have Satanists dressing up in black and chanting Elmo songs in the front. You love me, I love you.
Would you?
That's Barney.
Yeah.
That's Barney.
I like that we
I
both
don't know.
correct him. That's Barney.
Would you continue? Would you maybe do another film at another location? Would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I would. But frankly, we've got so much documentary footage. First, I want to cut the documentary.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And that's kind of your forte, right? You've done documentaries before this, right?
Yeah, I mean, documentary was easy to get into film that way because it's cheaper, and frankly, I had the opportunity to shoot behind the scenes in Alexander, and then I made it behind the scenes for W as well. So that was just my intro to directing. And then it's interesting that it all came together this way because we wanted to shoot Greystone in a documentary style, and having done those films, it had a certain insight into how to basically use the camera like your eye and just tell the story using that language essentially, being very much in the location, and that's what we did. In terms of filming it, we went to real locations. We shot Letchworth Village, which was an abandoned mental hospital just for kids, actually, in New York. Creedmoor, which is still working.
That's why they brought you to Oklahoma.
Creedmoor in New York?
The kids' hospital.
Yeah, Creedmoor, which is the famous one.
Yeah.
Snug Harbor in Staten Island, Linda Vista out here in L.A., and Rockland in New York. So
wow.
We got some cool places.
Well, is any of that stuff, so none of that stuff's on the Blu-ray, though? Like the behind-the-footage stuff yet? Or
no, on the Blu-ray we have some a couple behind-the-scenes featurettes which talk about, a little bit about the ghost stories, and we see some footage, but I'm talking about, like, House of the Damned, which was a place we explored on the Letchworth property where a Catholic priest used to, like, murder and cannibalize and rape little kids.
Wow.
And
where's Dexter when you need him?
We saw some serious possession problems there.
Jesus.
Why? I mean, you went into the first place and you're like, okay, now I believe it and I'm really scared. Let's go do some more.
Pretty much, yeah. It was pretty much like we were killing time because we lost financing. And so we're like, what do you do when you kill, when you like lost your financing in your film? You're like, all right, life sucks right now. We have to, raise money, find more locations. Let's go ghost hunting. And then we just kept pushing it and going, deeper and deeper into this realm. And next thing you know, like, we're going crazy. And,
Well, I have to imagine if you get exposed to it the first time, especially you coming from a skeptical spot, I can say it. I'm not possessed yet. And you get a taste or an experience. I guess maybe you want to, like you said, did I really experience that? So you're going to go further. Yeah. That kind of would be a natural extension.
You kind of want to push the limits of seeing how far these guys, they throw stuff at you, for example. Like you get like rocks and things thrown at you, and you get phone calls from demons. I'm expecting like a djinn to call any moment on one of the lines. Just start
well, there are the phones are
strange
ringing.
Callers from 666 numbers, because that's the kind of stuff that happens. So it's like at a certain point you have to push it.
Stop doing that! Stop doing that!
I think for a moment Shawn too was like, again they're calling, like again.
Well, that's here's a question though too, because again with the joking and the laughing though too. How especially coming from the skeptical side of things originally. When you tell people about it, how often you get assholes like us going, okay, ha 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 ha, like you get it all the time.
Until I shut down to show you guys like the photographs and like the video and the phone calls.
I'm convinced enough that I don't want to spoil anything in the movie, but there's a point where they like play the cassette tape and there's the thumping and I'd stop right there. I'd run out right there. You had me at that.
That was the beginning of the whole thing. Literally, the girl, the actress Antonella, when I gave her the script, she got a phone call exactly like that.
Oh, get out!
So that was like the beginning. That was just the beginning. And that's the thing.
3:45 Studio City. I opened up all the windows and doors and was like, "This is scary." That was and
you opened up the doors, so anything that wanted to come in.
So that was wrong. That was wrong.
Yeah, we got a question on Twitter from at Joseph Soldano. Does Shawn have more of a desire to act or to direct?
Oh man, I think for me, I love the writing process. Writing and directing is great because you really get it's your baby. You tell a story throughout the whole journey, and it's your film to take and carry and make it what you will. The acting is fun. I mean, it depends on what project. So, with this film, initially I wrote the story with someone else to play my role. And then my producers and Alex and a couple other people were really supportive and said, you're charismatic on camera. You should just play yourself and go with it. So I said, okay, let's try it. And, if it works, it works. But I think for me, it's like I love the directing side, and the acting is more of like, if it fits the role, with encouragement of others, because frankly, acting is like a whole. You really need to have supporters behind you to act. It takes a whole different level of courage to put yourself out there. Like that.
So, like, if the role came that you liked and that you enjoyed that you were behind, you would definitely do it again.
Yeah, I mean, like the next project I'm working on. It's Enter the Fist. It's a martial arts comedy.
Oh, cool! Oh, so cool!
What a clear the palate a bit after that.
But that's great. No, that's great. That's great because I'm a huge. Are you a big MMA fan?
I mean, MMA is cool. I mean, I'm not like a huge
more
fan
martial arts.
I love. It's like, how do you say? I love the style of the films. The Sanishiba kind of movies. Right?
Gotcha.
Because martial arts it's about the idea that having hand-to-hand combat in a modern age.
Yeah.
It already is something funny about that. A guy willing to fight people, with his bare hands and age of guns and knives and this and that. It's like there's.
It's like that YouTube video again. Like you ever see? It's like that gang fight where the guy comes out, he's got these things, and this kid, the white kid, just goes back into this like position. He's like, oh, but he knocks the guy out. But it looks ridiculous and bizarre. So
there's a power to it. There's a tremendous power to it. I think it's a great art form to have and to be able to feel confident in yourself. So it's not like I'm saying I'm a martial artist. I'm a great martial artist, but as a concept, we need an action hero, essentially. The idea is to go back to the 70s, 80s era of action heroes. Men who just, would fight with their fists, who didn't, rely upon, like, CGI and heavy weaponry, right? They're just, they're men. And that's what we're trying to do with the film.
But there is, like, again, we just saw in this, not that it's the same at all, but we just saw that Here Comes the Boom movie with Kevin James. Mm-hmm. And one of the things, the movie, to me, I was expecting a shitbox on wheels, and it was not. It actually, I'm a big MMA fan and UFC, and you can tell he was a fan because he paid a lot of respect to the sport. And there was an air of comedy to it, which I thought was great as well. So I don't know if that's in the same vein of kind of what you're talking about.
Maybe. I got to check it out. But we're not going to focus at all in the MMA realm.
Well, even martial arts, though, what I meant.
Exactly. It's just very much about a guy fighting for his honor.
Right.
And he has to enter a tournament, and it's got like the Enter the Dragon kind of quality to it.
With comedies like Last Dragon?
Like Last Dragon. We got Time Mox involved.
No, really?
Henzo Gracie and Higa Machado.
I'm so excited.
Right?
And his poor brother in the movie just died. They just announced that today. I was so upset about that. Like, you remember Last Dragon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love that movie. I'm so glad that you just said that he's going to be in it. Where the hell has Bruce Leroy been? And thank God he's coming back.
Right?
You're my favorite guest that we've ever had on this show now. He's bringing Bruce Leroy. All right, guys. So we're here. Yeah, we're here with Shawn Stone, Tiffany Smith, myself, Ken Napzok. We're going to break, and then I'm going to see if we're going to play the game today, and I want to see if I can get Shawn to play if he wants to play. If not, we'll talk to Tiffany, and because she's scared about it. But we'll take more calls, more tweets, and we'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right, we are back on the Schmoes Know podcast in the hottest studio that has ever been. What's with the AC here? It's winter.
I don't know. You know I sweat anyways.
I know.
Beer and an AC problem.
You're dying.
I'm Chris Farley.
Yeah. So we have a caller on right now, and you got to turn your computer down. Bud, who do we got right now?
Hey guys.
Hey man.
This is Shawn calling in.
Hey dude. So what's up, man? What do you got?
Anyway, first of all, I just want to say best birthday present ever being able to call into the podcast tonight. So thanks.
Happy
dude.
birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday.
Thanks for joining us. So what's up?
Thanks. My question is actually for Shawn. I wanted to know if there's a particular film written and or directed by his father that he might not be very fond of, or that he just like that much.
Wow, you're starting some problems.
Starting some stuff, and that you wish.
That question.
And
it's like asking which kid you don't like.
Right. All right. Well, how about the opposite of that? How about
Your favorite.
We'll ask him the opposite.
He wants to be in his next movie.
Yeah. What is your favorite film that your dad? If you had one.
My favorite. I mean, I like a lot of them, but I would say JFK is probably like a masterpiece. I've watched that the most of all of them.
That is a 3-hour podcast that I would love to have because I love that movie as well. And I'd love to talk about it. But let's get. We want to talk some more to you about Greystone because I know you had a question about that we were just talking about off air. But we'll talk about it in a second. But before we do that, it's something I wanted to bring up to you guys that I forgot to do beforehand, and that is we were talking about it too. There are a lot of we talk about the horror genre. There's one of the things that the horror genre really is, I think, almost succeeds sometimes more than even in the film is in the video game world, because they've had that's really the Resident Evil and all those movies really kind of started as video games, and that's why one of the things we always talk about on this show is GameFly. And we love GameFly because it's essentially Netflix.
Netflix for video games. Over 8,000 titles available on many platforms: PS3, Wii, Xbox, Commodore 64. Not true.
No, that's not true. But it's awesome because they send the disc in the mail to you, and you can send it back when you're done playing. No late fees, no hassles. All the new releases, all that stuff. And then for Schmoes Know listeners, you can get a free 15-day 2-disc trial, $22.95 value if you go to the Schmoes Know podcast page, click the GameFly banner, or just go to www.gamefly.com/schmoes. And it's cool. It's a great value. Value play is 1 month subscription. It's a fraction of what a new game costs anyway. So it's really cool. Give it a try, and we're offering a free 15-day 2-disc trial for our listeners. Go check it out at gamefly.com/schmoes.
An excellent job turning ghost stories into video game stories.
Thank you.
That was a professional.
I feel like I have this
Nice.
like the same reaction to some games that I had to his movie though. I tried to play BioShock and I was like, no, it's too scary, turn it off.
Right. Well, and so what was your point that we were talking about it off air as far as you went back?
Yeah, I was like, so you said in the real story you guys went in, you got out of the house, but you guys then went back again?
Hey, Jeff, can we get it?
We went back like multiple. I can't actually legally say how many times, but we've been there a few times. Yeah, I sprained an ankle running from cops one time. That was a pain in the neck.
Wow, so it was a lot of guerrilla filmmaking.
I mean, imagine I'm like, we get out of the hospital. We broke in. We're inside alone. We hear a fire alarm going off in the middle of this empty building. Beep, beep. That was honestly what chilled my blood more than anything being in there. Like, we even saw a guy in there.
That is creepy.
That didn't scare me as much as a fire alarm going off.
Right, because
in the middle, like, what? Who set the fire alarm?
Right.
Why is there a fire alarm went off? Is this building
Was it
working?
that flashing thing too? Did you see the flash?
There was no strobes. No, there was no strobes.
That would
flashing.
have been.
I would have been like
out of your mind.
So
just right out the window.
We would have gone out the window for sure. So we ended up running out the door. Next thing you know, there's cops outside. We say, "Fuck!" We still run back into the building. At which point, I jumped over a barricade, landed awkwardly because I had boots on, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm literally hobbling. I can't run." There's 4 of us, so my brother and I stay behind as the other 2 run out and have to basically go commando style through cops. If they gotten arrested, we would have been stuck inside the building. I don't know how we would have gotten.
I'm thinking of the TMZ headline: Oliver Stone's son arrested chasing ghosts.
Yeah,
you're probably like, I got to get out of here for that.
Maybe we should have just let ourselves get arrested. You know, we were so close so many times that we should have just surrendered and been like, all right.
Well, and like,
Dude was like the Beatles on the
movie,
rooftop at 69 trying to get arrested by the cops.
All right, just Schmoeville, make sure that you guys go ahead and you check it out. Check out Greystone Park on video on demand, on iTunes, on YouTube, or check it out on Blu-ray and DVD. Happy to have Shawn Stone here, and we're going to be doing, because we have him here, we have Tiffany here, we have Ken here, we don't have Mark to bog the game down. We are going to play the game.
Oh, God.
That's right, get ready.
Oh, God.
It's intimidating at first, but once
It's really intimidating.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I feel like I'm playing Around the World when I was a little kid, and they're like 2 times 2, and I'm like,
And Schmoeville, you are also playing this game, so you can tweet in as we're checking out the clips and everything too, and we'll tally it up at the end here and see how you guys did. But here's how this works for you guys who have never played. Jeff the engineer is going to play a clip, and you're going to listen, and as soon as you guess it, you say your name. Your name is your buzzer, and then you can guess the movie. It's a first to 3, not win by 2. You just get 3, and then you win. Kenny stinks at this game. All right, here we go.
I was the first contestant. Let's not forget.
Where are the clips going? What are we looking for?
Oh, you're going to hear them.
We just hear them. You don't get to see anything.
You don't get to see anything.
No, you just
that would
hear
be
them.
too easy.
Yeah.
This is why I'm so nervous. Lord of the Rings. Tiffany.
Just say your name.
Tiffany.
All right. Tiffany goes 1.
It was Gandalf.
I'll give it to you.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
She listens to it while she's sleeping. If
I do.
If there was a ghost of a hobbit, she would not be scared. All right.
Wait.
Holy shit. Kristian, Princess Bride.
Oh, dang it.
I was gonna say Kristian too.
You ever seen that show Cops? I was watching it one time.
Ken,
There was this
Pulp Fiction.
All right, Ken, you got that.
Damn it.
You better get in the game. You're not even on the board.
All right.
Sean and I are
Yes!
just drinking beer, having fun.
I've seen too
watching
many
YouTube.
movies is a problem. You guys, I think your selection is limited like the last 20 years.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, it's the
If it
truth.
was on VHS, I have it.
It didn't work out. So, I took a souvenir.
Kristian. 7.
Yeah,
Dang it. I was like, Kevin Spacey. Do I get points for knowing the actor?
Yes, I'm giving you.
Yeah, and your game show, the one that you're playing by yourself, you win.
That's not the game.
Yeah.
I said Lord of the Rings, and I said Gandalf.
Yeah, and then you said your name afterwards. All right.
I told you I'm bad at these games.
It's all right. You got the first one right. All right. Let me end this thing so we can talk about other things.
10 points. What we doing here?
Kristian. Snatch.
Yep, you got it.
You're not allowed to play this game.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
2-2.
Okay.
2-2-1. Enjoying
2-2.
the beer. That's the rate.
That's it. So,
Nice job. Nice job.
be here all week. Okay, so that's the end of the game. All right, now we're going to open it up and we're going to talk. So you're a big film fan, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk. We're going to open up the lines and the tweets again from Schmoeville, and we're going to talk about some upcoming either movie stories, whatever you guys. Now it's Schmoeville's turn. What stories you want us to talk about? Things that you've heard, trailers that you want us to talk about. This is really cool because we have both Shawn and Tiffany joining us too. All right, we're going to take a phone kill. Phone kill? Sure, we'll take that's appropriate for today. We'll take a phone kill from a 917. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Matt calling again.
Hey, dude. So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
Well, first off, I want to say hi to Shawn, let him know I'm definitely going to check out his movie because I'm a sucker for those found footage horror things.
You're going to enjoy it.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
you will.
Good.
And I'm actually from Staten Island, and I've been to Snug Harbor at night. It is a creepy freaking place.
Yeah. Well, that was that was the least creepy.
But,
no, it was medium creepy.
Medium
on
creepy.
the scale. It's like a 6.
It's like a Del Taco medium hot sauce.
Wait, did you get any creepy phone calls after you went?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It's just
Then you didn't try hard enough.
I'm one of the people who's skeptical, but I definitely got a bad vibe while I'm there.
That counts.
It's all those sailors, man.
So what's up, dude?
STD.
Well, I wanted to call about that movie Alex Cross.
Oh, okay.
Tyler Perry.
All right.
I actually, because I go to film school in New York, and we have a theater.
Yeah.
And the theater hosted the New York premiere screening of it.
Did you see it?
So I saw it last night, and they had the director Rob Cohen and actor John C. McGinley there.
And what's the scoop? What's the scoop?
The movie was actually better than I was expecting.
Wow.
To be quite honest. It was
No
admittedly
fat
a little
suits?
generic, which I was, I wasn't expecting from Rob Cohen, because Fast and the Furious and Triple X, they weren't great movies, but they definitely, I mean, I liked them. They stood out and they were fun. This was fun as well. It was a little more generic. Felt like a TV pilot.
Okay.
Okay.
Characters.
But it wasn't a piss box.
I don't think so. I would say like 3.2 out of 5 to go to like Ellis's
Out of 5?
decimal.
That's Ellis's system.
Oh, okay.
Ellis sometimes goes
Yeah.
to 3.443261.
And I know the big thing is Tyler Perry. Can he do it? He wouldn't have been my first choice, obviously.
Right.
But I
know. Where was Idris Elba?
Well, he was actually one of the people I was singing Hammer, like Mekhi Phifer or something. But
Right.
I think Perry held his ground, to be honest. I mean, there are a few times where you're like, that's Medea, and it's weird. But I think
He had the wig on.
But with the right director, I think he can pull off
All
more
right.
of these dramatic
Great. Well,
roles.
dude.
But I think give it a chance. You'll like it. Matthew Fox, however, was great. So I
Oh,
gotta
right,
give
yeah,
it
that's
a
right. All right. Well, thank you very much for the call, dude. That's very interesting to me. I'm just going to I'm putting you on hold. Hold on, turn the computer down. So I'm very surprised by that because that to me, I don't think, like I said, I don't think he's going to be running around in the fat suit telling stupid jokes. He's obviously going to try to change his image. But first of all, the guy shits on us. He makes more money in like 30 seconds.
Completely did it his way.
Yeah,
he
he can do whatever he wants. He can be horrendous. He literally could
Worked
fly
hard for
around and,
that.
hey, I'm Alex Cross.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever you want to do, dude. But I think that it's not horrendous. That's good news.
Yeah.
Do you have hopes?
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting, though, the fact that, in truth, it's indicative of how few black actors there are that can actually carry a film and get films financed at that level. If you think
Right.
about it, that's a big problem, I think, in the business in general. You think about maybe Will Smith, Jimmy Fox, Denzel, Tyler Perry. I mean, how Mekhi Phifer can get a film financed at that level.
Yeah, there's not that many young guys.
Well, that's true. And you put Tyler Perry's got a big name, and then to see the only thing I think that everyone in the beginning, what is so speaking about skeptics, is the fact that he is following a character who's played by Morgan Freeman. That's tough.
Yeah.
It's like that. I mean, regardless, but I think that there is nowhere to go for him except up because everyone expects it to be so terrible.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is, did he go in with high expectations or was he like, this is going to be a stinker?
Right.
And then he's like, okay, 3 out of 5.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, so maybe that gives me hopes. I'm seeing, did you see it? You didn't see it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
I see it on Monday or Tuesday. So,
oh, cool. Just brag about it then,
You've seen everything.
Whatever.
Sean wasn't here earlier. She, because of her job, gets movies so far ahead. She's actually
Farther
seen
than us.
your movie you haven't shot in like 3 years. She actually seen
Yeah,
it.
She knows the fist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
true. I've seen it.
Yeah.
All right, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got? Anybody? Nobody?
If this is one of Sean's calls.
Stop it.
it is.
If
outta here.
it's a 6 number, I'm going to start
No,
crying.
it's not. All right. I just picked up a call. Here we go. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Dave from Connecticut.
Hey, Dave from Connecticut. What's up, dude?
You go.
Hey, not much. I was just reading a story online about rebooting The Crow, and they want Bradley Cooper as the Crow.
I think that's
and
old.
It angers me. I want to.
I think that's old though, dude. I thought that got squashed. I read that too. How?
No.
Yeah, I think that's old. How long ago did you see that article?
Last night.
But is it written recently?
Yeah, and then they had some concept art to go with it. Like, they made
That's really
4
upsetting to
sequels,
me.
and they were all piece of
That's horrendous.
shit.
Well, they did.
Oh.
They started a new comic book series recently that is The Crow, which I'm pretty excited about, and I was a huge fan of the first.
But how do you change it?
I don't
How do you
know.
make it different? How do you? I mean, how? There's a question that for you, Shawn. Like, let's say you get hired by the studio to direct The Crow and writing too, and they say, okay, we want you to make it different than the first one, but still stay true to the comics. How do you do that? It's hard. It's like because there's so much.
I can't say too much because I'm actually peripherally involved with it.
Really?
But, not through relativity, but we're working on some stuff.
Oh wow! So can you?
So is it Bradley Cooper?
Can you say?
I don't know anything about that aspect.
Okay.
But no, I think there are ways of doing it. If you think about it, there's an historical aspect to The Crow, which is to say, where's the origin story?
Okay.
There's if you want to make it to the Old West, for example, it'd be kind of cool. Do a Western, mix it up. There's also, I think that The Crow is like Sin City. It was the original Sin City, essentially, right?
Mhm.
It's like Gotham, right? It takes you out of
love
your
that
time and
movie.
place.
Sin
So
City.
whenever you have a great redemption story, there are ways of rebooting without remaking it. I'm a person that hate remakes. I like to take a concept. If you like a certain essence of a film, you take it, but then you have to supplant it, into your own world,
Right.
and envision it in a different way. But you take the essential themes, right? The love story, the revenge story, the spiritual nature of it, and you put it into your own world. So there are good ways to reboot it without remaking it.
Right. Yeah.
Big,
well,
big difference. Small change in words, but big difference.
It's the truth. I mean, you just convinced me, and I'm going to shut up now. All right. So, all right.
I if it's Bradley Cooper though, no.
Bradley Cooper is just
You're not in
again.
love with him? Come on.
No, I'm not.
But that was
Can I be honest? He kind of looks like a bird to me.
really. So you don't
What's The
think
Crow?
no sexy at all?
No, no. But like
point.
The Crow, there's something like sexy about that. For some reason, Bradley Cooper just doesn't do it for me.
All right. All right. So hey, Schmoeville, who do we got?
My name is Dana.
Dana. What's up, Dana? How are
Where
you?
you calling from, Dana?
I'm real good. I'm calling from Oxnard.
Okay. So what do you have to say, Dana?
Well, I'm definitely interested in the whole dynamic of the couples therapy. It's just amazing how. First of all, I'm a huge fan of yours, Nick. I think it's fantastic that you tell the truth and tell people like it is, and that's how I'm always like that. I get trouble for my mouth all the time.
Are you talking about couples therapy?
Yeah. It's fantastically crazy. I couldn't be in a room with that girl. She's nuts.
I agree, especially if you saw what she did last Tuesday. It was unbelievable,
ridiculous,
unbelievable. Yeah. Like if you did you ever? And apparently they cast her in a film.
Oh my God,
it's unreal.
That's ridiculous.
But where do you go from here? What's the next step, Dana?
What's going to happen though, Dana? Like
They definitely have to break up.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
How do you make that work?
There's no way.
How do you make it work?
There's no way you can make it work. That's ridiculous. How can you be with somebody that's older than your damn parents? That's insanity.
It's disgusting, and I want to write a letter.
Absolutely. It's just horrible. They're going to do what they do, but there's no way it's going to last.
All right,
no way in hell.
All right. Well, Dana, do me a favor though, too. Because we are big fans of there's a podcast called The Schmoes Know, which we're also friends with. Let them know your thoughts on this, and you should follow them on Twitter as well. All right. The Schmoes Know.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks for the call, Dana.
No problem. And you know what? I just want to tell you, I hope you and Shane make it. I adore her. She's awesome, and I wish you both the best.
Thank you. I love her to death, and I love you for calling. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
That was awesome.
That was one of the ghosts.
Awesome.
That was a ghost.
That was your doing, right?
That's a moment in Schmoes Know history.
That was a shadow calling
That is
in.
awesome.
That was an alien.
Now, please.
Alien.
Now, do we have a real member of Schmoeville right now? Hello. Who? No, I got to get a Schmoeville caller here.
Wow.
I was like, ladies calling.
You're in Schmoeville. Who do we got? Hello.
How do you follow that? That was pretty
She was actually She was actually calling from 1975.
I know, really?
Which was really weird.
how?
She was-
What the hell just happened? Who do we got right now?
My name's Nick. I'm from Orlando.
Hey, dude, was that nuts or what?
Do you want to talk about relationships?
Yeah, I don't know. I might not get married now. Or I don't know.
I mean, you should dump her after that.
Oh,
we
that
got
was
Shawn
fantastic.
Stone. Ask him about love. Come on.
That was really fantastic. And you guys almost gave it up. I was upset at you guys. I was really upset.
I thought she was trying to like make a callback to an old Bradley Cooper movie about relationships and dating.
Yeah, and then she said Nick, and I'm like,
I thought she was talking about Kitchen Confidential.
Staring around. All right, dude. So real Schmoeville caller here. So what do you got, man?
Well, I want to thank Shawn for being on. I really am interested in seeing this movie because I'm happy that they're finally making like real scary horror films. Like Sinister came out. I know you're not a big horror fan, but I'm looking forward to this. But my real question is Looper commentary that Beyonce Johnson did. I was wondering. I saw that the other day, and it was pretty cool. I didn't know what you guys thought of it was.
I just heard about this the other day. It's the coolest thing. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So,
download his commentary onto your iPod.
Really?
You play the beginning part. He literally says, like, pause it until after the credits run, and then press play again. And so through the movie, you get his commentary on your iPod in the theater.
Really?
It's the museum, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I, like, totally nerded out about it. I do it in the museum,
cool.
so I'm like, yes, in the movie theater.
That's really.
Threw my hands
Did you
up
yell
too.
anything out? That was a great point about that.
Turn your phone off, asshole. Someone just tweeted in @bout2go Sam. Can't be sure if that was fake or real, but that was hilarious. I'll tell you what, that was definitely real.
That was 100% real.
100% real. I hope that woman never finds
Skeptics,
out.
you know what I mean, Sean?
I just called Nick Ritchie last night. He was really nice. So do we have time to play? Because speaking of Sinister and horror films, do we have time to play Mark's interview?
It's about 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes long. If you want to spend that much time.
Screw Mark. You can
We
go
don't
watch it
let
on
Mark tell us
YouTube.
that much.
You guys, you should check out. Mark did an interview with Ethan Hawke. You can check out on our podcast. He talked to him about on Sinister. It's really. Can you play a snippet of it?
I can play the start of it.
Yeah, play the start of it, and we'll cut it off when we get sick of Mark's voice.
Yeah, it was pretty sick, actually.
Mr. Ethan Hawke, what do you think of our new studio, buddy?
I'm impressed. I didn't see your old one, but I'm impressed with how you got it going on. You got the red chairs.
That's right, red chairs. These are IKEA. I put these together myself.
And I like this little logo we got happening behind us.
Oh, we know how to brand, my friend.
This makes me feel important, like I belong somewhere.
You are important. You're a movie star.
Well, thanks. But, still, it's nice to belong.
Well, I'm glad you're here at this ungodly hour. Are you a morning person? Can you get up this early every day?
Yeah. I mean, but I just flew in from New York, man. It seems late to me.
You had to drop that in there, right? I've been to New York, just jet setting.
Yeah, man.
You're going all around the world promoting this movie, huh?
Well, you said it, man. I'm a movie star. I got to do my thing,
You're very good.
I want you to take me seriously,
I take you seriously. No one's ever seen you do something like this before, though, right? Is this your first horror movie?
It is.
Is that exciting? Is that nerve-wracking? Where do you stand? Let's start there. What's your background in horror? Because I'm a huge horror fan. I celebrate St. Patrick's Day by watching all 5 Leprechaun movies.
Okay. Well, wow.
That's who you're dealing with here today.
I'm not sure I'd want to talk to you at the end of that day. I mean, are you drinking while that's happening?
That was great. Okay, so we want to hear more of that interview. Make sure that you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/schmoesknow, and I posted it today. It was a great interview that Mark did with Ethan Hawke, and we'll be doing a lot more of those because we're going to be doing a weekly show with Machinima, and you'll be able to catch that every week. It'll be on Mondays, but we'll more news on the Facebook. But again, we're here with Shawn Stone, Tiffany Smith, Ken Napzok, taking calls from you guys in Schmoeville and some tweets. What do you guys want us to talk about before we get out of here? We got about 10 more minutes.
We got one question about what. Hi, Tiffany and Shawn. What do you guys think of the movie Broken City coming out in January with Wahlberg and Crow? It wasn't addressed to us, so we'll let you guys know.
Hey, turn your computer down too, buddy. Okay.
Hey, hello?
Yeah, turn your computer down, man. Hold on 1 second.
Is that a live question? Or?
No. I'm just holding on.
Yeah.
I want to hold somebody.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I mean, actually, I don't know much about it. I just know that one of the Hughes brothers. Which one was it?
To be honest, I don't know myself.
It's one of the Hughes brothers. I'm not sure if it's Alan or the other one, but no, it's a cool concept, and I hope it's good.
Have Wahlberg and Crow ever teamed together? I'm running through my head.
Wahlberg and Russell
Crowe wasn't in that football picture with Wahlberg, right?
No. I don't know if they were ever in anything. If you guys know out there in Schmoeville, if Russell Crowe and Wahlberg were ever in anything together, it's
coming out in January.
Unless Crowe was in Boogie Nights.
No. right. He was
his body double.
He played the prosthetic
right?
penis.
Yeah. I feel like almost everything Wahlberg does at this point, I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Well, which is surprising because do we really want to throw back to
Crow remake? You're excited about it.
Put him in it.
Yeah, but what's funny about that?
I would disagree with you on that one.
Really?
Oh, totally.
What?
Fight it out.
Did you see Ted?
And that's
No,
what.
I'm avoiding that one.
No. That's won me over with him.
Really?
Yeah, because the funny. I always liked Wahlberg, but I always thought Wahlberg was essentially always playing Wahlberg.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was fine because if you're likable, then that works. If you're Ashton Kutcher, it doesn't work. But so when Wahlberg was doing that thing, I was okay. And then even when he played Mickey Ward, he still was Wahlberg, but he did it in a way that you loved him and you watched it. But in Ted, he goes to a different place, and he's vulnerable, and he's a different character. I would definitely, if you were kind of on the fence with Wahlberg, I recommend seeing it. Okay, because it's funny. Did you like it?
I remember. I still haven't seen Ted.
Come on, you've been on the show for 3
busy
weeks.
summer for me. I'm sorry, I don't get movies 4 years in advance.
You're an asshole.
Do you know what? I go to midnight showings, just like you regular people.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Oh, wow.
All right. Hey, we've been holding this guy for a
You
while.
were asking for that.
You are in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Spence calling back again.
Hey, dude. So what's up?
Hey, so just the topic of YouTube and horror movies. Movie coming out tomorrow called Smiley. It's a YouTube movie produced by some guy named Michael Gallagher from Totally Sketch, and it's about Skip and I just want to know if you guys are going to be checking that out, or what you think about YouTubers making movies.
The answer to that question, as far as seeing it, thank you for the call, is a big fat no.
Is it like clowns?
It was a smiley face.
He's got it's like this carved out ridiculous face. One of the ads popped up on our videos today. But here's my thing though. And again, I like the big thing with us on our show is that Mark's the big horror guy. I'm not a big horror guy. I just never have been. And it's not because I get creeped out. It's not.
And he points at me,
because
big fat chicken in the room.
But that's the case. That's why you don't like them. For me, I feel that the horror. That's why I enjoyed when you're watching films like yours and films that deal with the supernatural, where you're having more stuff going on to where there's story elements. I don't like the slasher films where they just want to get an audience in the seat.
Yeah, exactly. Torture porn kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like they know that people are going to pay. They spend $15 to make. It spends nothing to make the movie because they know people will go in and they put shit quality into it, and it's garbage.
Exactly.
And that's what I hate about most of the horror
story.
genre.
I mean, I liked Insidious for that reason. It was very smart. It was old fashioned. To me, the best horror was the '80s stuff, '70s, '80s style.
And that's the type of stuff that, and you don't get a lot of that now. And that's why, for me, the horror genre I tend to try to stay away from, or just don't necessarily enjoy. So this shitbox thing, what the hell is it called? Smiley face.
Yeah, but they got 10 million hits on the YouTube,
Right.
Trailer.
I'm still on AOL. I don't.
So did Gangnam Style. What is
that one got 100 million.
100 million. Right.
We got a long way to go.
Right. So we got a long way to go. But still, maybe they have Smiley doing the Gangnam dance, and then you get even more. Andrew, we actually talked about the Armie Hammer Batman for quite a while in the beginning. Just wait. The video will be up tomorrow, so check it out. Let's take another phone call from.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, man? Who do you got?
Hi, my name's Philip, and I was just wondering what you guys think of Cloud Atlas. Are you guys looking forward to seeing it?
Well, thank you for the call. Can you talk about it?
I may or may not have seen that movie.
Everything.
Special Tiffany saw already.
You know what? You're just jealous, okay?
I am, very much so.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm really awesome, okay?
6.
It was really long.
6 hours.
It was like 3
plus.
Yeah. I was telling you this, that there's kind of a weird reaction where you're like,
Gangnam Style.
That was my reaction.
Exactly.
That was my reaction to the trailer. To be honest, I couldn't make it to the trailer.
When you first start watching it, you're kind of curious if you'll be able to follow the whole time. But I walked out feeling good about it, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, fair enough. You can't because you want to save it for a show. Another show.
Yeah,
I get it. Real nice. Okay. Real nice.
I just don't want to say anything awesomely inappropriate or awesomely great before I chat with the cast tomorrow.
So, did Bruce Willis hit on you?
Bruce Willis and I held hands, and it was best friends montage.
Okay, good.
That's what happens in the movie.
She talked about her dream earlier, so and Vin Diesel spanked her. Okay, so we are doing. We're talking about tweets and a whole bunch of other things here with you guys. So there was someone calling about Josh McCouga, who is one of the other mad tweeters, Has he tweeted in everything? No, Josh McCouga is MIA. I don't know where he is.
I think it's a time change for McCouga.
Yeah.
We just switched from Wednesday mornings to Thursday night. I think he's watching must-see TV on NBC.
Or he's out with some blonde bombshell or something. Or some girl with a mohawk. You ever hear that guy's story? Is out of control? Anyway.
He should have been given the relationship
Again, guys,
advice.
stop being so jealous of everyone else.
Oh, I'm not jealous of him. His stories are phenomenal. I can't wait to have him back on the show. But let's real quick. You know what we should do, because we did this before, Sean. Can we play our tweet the celebrity thing again?
Oh yeah, remind them.
Yes.
Well, you're gonna have to give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff,
let us know.
Oh, gosh.
Jeff, you got to be on the shit. So, Sean, before you came in, so we have a new segment that we started. You got it?
Tweet a celebrity.
So what we're going to do is we have the Schmoeville audience to try to kind of reel some other celebrities onto the show. What we've been doing, it's worked. We have the Schmoeville audience tweet, and we pick it out of a hat. Today is Joseph Gordon Levitt. So what we're going to do again, Schmoeville, tweet him away. Tell him to come on the show. Show's almost over. Yep. Joseph Gordon Levitt, you have to come back and make sure you are on the Schmoes No podcast. Tweet him again. Hit him twice.
And can he do his Batman voice? Can you do a Batman voice when he comes on?
Yeah, sure.
He's a Robin.
I really enjoyed Looper.
But he's going to have to adapt it.
Yeah, it's
By the way,
true.
Sean's glad he got on the show before we started this annoying trend. He's like, I got on the normal way.
It's true. Okay.
What are you talking about? I've been tweeting him all show.
Oh yeah. Are you?
I don't know how to use this.
Are you on Twitter?
I think so.
I did tweet him.
I've been told I'm on Twitter.
Perfect.
I responded to that too.
all right.
I'm scared still.
I need to take one too. All right. Let's say. Wow, that is loud. I hear myself laughing. Turn your computer down, my friend. You're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey guys, this is Sean again.
Sean,
thanks
you're
for
crazy.
The, earlier birthday wishes, but I didn't tell you this last time, but I'm at the New York Film Festival right now, and I saw Life of Pi a few weeks back.
That's
I think it was
awesome.
1 or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, how was
A
it?
few weeks back?
When did you see it? 3 years ago?
No.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. How was
It
it?
was just a few weeks ago, and I have to say I was really impressed by it.
Awesome.
But my question is this: with Life of Pi being pushed back a while back, was pushed back until December, and The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey coming out in December, do you think The Hobbit Part 1 will saturate the market, or do you think other movies like Les Mis, This Is 40, Django Unchained, Parental Guidance, The Guilt Trip, Zero Dark 30, etc.
Wow.
Do you think they'll have a chance to win the box office? Too?
Oh,
How many of those
thank you,
movies
man.
have
Thank
Legos
you.
that I can buy as tie-ins?
Nothing will beat The Hobbit.
Nothing. Box office wise, nothing's going to beat it. And I think Django Unchained will obviously have its audience and have a nice little box. Nothing's going to be The Hobbit box office wise. But then when you talk to award season, we're talking a different story here. And then we were talking, Sean, before as far as and I assume you may or may not have met this man, Anthony Hopkins, who played Nixon, obviously. We were talking. The trailer for Hitchcock came out, and have you seen the trailer yet?
No, I didn't know they're making a movie about Hitchcock.
Holy shit, man! You got to see the trailer.
It's a sequel to the one where Will Smith teaches Kevin James how to.
No. That's no. This is why we need Mark back. We need the guy who interviews Ethan Hawke. Yeah, you gonna play it now? All right, how much time we have? Because I want to say goodbye to everybody. I got 2 or 3 minutes. All right, so you should definitely check out the Hitchcock trailer. It looks really good. Sean, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much. Please come back. Yeah, it was really nice to have you on the show.
If you tweet me enough, I might come back.
You never had to check that. Who you kidding? So check out Greystone Park, guys, again, on DVD, on YouTube, on iTunes, on demand. Check it out. Tiffany Smith, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Tiffany's Tweets or my Facebook page, or of course you can see me on G4.
That's right. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you'll come back as well.
I would love to.
Yes, Katee Sackhoff comes back on the 25th. So for those of you asking, Ellis also comes back, and also on the 25th, Craig Brewer's coming on. We're excited about that, so put that in the calendars. Ken Napzok, our new producer, thank you very much. Check us out on youtube.com/schmoesno. We got a bunch of reviews up there that we want you guys to check out. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you don't already, and check us out on movies.com and Fandango. And because our awkward tunity did that really nice song cue for the Tweet a Celebrity, we're going to go with an old classic here to take us out. Ready, Jeff?
Walking Kristian, reading movies, splitting files and the show it. 5-point system decimals included, giving you the scoop, they schmo it. Schmoes know, schmoes know. Schmoes know, they know. Schmoes know. Mark's the nice one, Kristian is sarcastic, cartoon cat is the villain. Residents of Schmoeville know the drill. We tell us what to see and we listen. Schmoes know.